dude tell me that first day on the job. If I see you late at that press, I'm gonna put that paperwork on you. You Uncle Tom ass nigga.
Yeah, you
That
that's one you should have got him off the job.
well, he had a short term anyway. Years later, I heard he something happened to her. You know what I'm
Them the
saying?
ones that fall dead at work.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's what happened. That's what happened to her. Young man, check
What
up
I
out of
have
here.
noticed is that this discussion about Section 8 and food stamps definitely turned blacks against blacks, which I find to be the oddest things. The
Yeah,
the
it
the
just helps.
political right, the political fighting on Facebook amongst Facebookers just going at it. Oh yeah, we gotta cut out. We need to cut y'all Section 8 anyway. Y'all finna be homeless. It turns into like this weird.
Why would you want somebody to be home? Do you know what being homeless feel like?
And I think a lot of
I've been
people
homeless,
keep.
and I think they need to cut able-bodied people off at a certain point. I've been
I
homeless.
feel,
I've
but
been in the system.
cut them off for what reason?
If you able-bodied, what the hell you doing getting food stamps and benefits when you take your ass out and work? I'm sorry, but if nothing
They
wrong with
are
you,
working though. They the
Now
working poor.
I don't mean
man,
to sound
you
ignorant.
know what?
This is a real
They
question.
the
I've been.
working
How do
poor.
food stamps
I'm tell you
prevent
something.
They live
I've been.
expected
I'm
us?
tell you
cash.
something. I've been dealing with bipolar and disability since I was 7. It frustrates me to no
Everybody
end
ain't
to
you,
see. Hold
George.
on, I know, but I'm talking about me. That's why I said I'm gonna talk my experience. I can't stand seeing no young motherfucker laying around getting food stamps, not doing nothing. Do you know what I could have accomplished in my life and when my life would have been if I didn't have these disabilities? So if you able bodied, ain't nothing wrong with you. Fuck you, get out there and get it how you can. Get your 2 years
I
and
have an
then get it
issue
done.
as a handicapped woman on a wheelchair, walker, crutches, you name it, device.
I
Depending
know.
on the occasion, I don't know what I may use, but I need an assistive device to walk. As someone who needs a device to walk from here to the bathroom, okay, I have an issue with able-bodied people not living out their potential. I really do. But still, I don't begrudge them if they go get some stamps or some
Okay, get
Section
it for
8.
as long as you need it. Get it for as long as you need it, but it don't need to be no generational thing.
I get what you're saying, George. But if it's Section 8 ain't designed for them to get off of it once you
Okay,
get on.
but I watch
Well,
cousins I watch cousins in that cycle having babies at 13 or 14 on Section 8, generations and generations of it. And you know what? They stuck on it.
You know
Well,
I
what
that's
watch
the
surprised
and
me?
difference
so
Only
so
thing
between
that
so
being
surprised
I
me.
content,
want to
though. You
I
got to
want to
be,
hear from
if you're
AJ.
not content,
AJ, so if it's how is it designed for them to make them continue to depend on welfare or social service?
okay.
Hello.
In order to qualify for social services, you got to live already at or below the poverty level. Do y'all understand what the poverty level is?
Got that? We got
right.
that.
And she said the
Okay, so they
moment you get
already
up
poor.
off of it, they cut you off.
Okay, now no, they already poor. They may get up and go to work every day, and they can still live at or below the poverty level.
Okay. All right. So we got that. So again, how is it designed to keep you dependent on welfare? So
Because if you
so what I'm
make
asking so what I'm
any
asking
more
is
money, I'm going. If you make $1 over what I say you can make, $1 fucking, I'm gonna cut you off. I ain't say you making
so
millions over now,
so
but you make $1 over, you get cut off.
It's
so what
true.
you're saying is so what you're
So one
saying
dollar
is
ain't gonna help me go from the poorhouse to the penthouse, baby. A dollar raise ain't finna help me go from the poorhouse to the penthouse.
so what you're saying is they continue to stay in the system because they aren't able to better themselves through educational programs, through some type of
Some
training,
people are,
through
some people are, some people are, some people are.
okay,
That's what
so
that's the beauty of those programs. That's what they're really designed to help those people that don't that the few that are. And as with anything, you gonna have a few that don't. That's how
okay,
life is.
so do you have a few
American way.
that
That's the
don't?
American
You have a
way.
few that don't. Wait, you have a few that don't, or you have a few that choose not to.
Either
So,
way you say it, whether they're content or not, they
okay.
choose the choice, the decision, whatever the case may be.
Okay,
Okay.
so
I
what
see.
I'm hearing
I
you
think
say
with
is
anything in this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. So what I'm hearing you say is the system is not designed to
Thank you.
keep you on welfare. Your choice is to not move forward or
You can see why.
find suitable work or put yourself in a position to find suitable work keeps you in that system.
Okay.
I mean,
If you let's say you find suitable work, okay, and you ready to you trying to get off of this program, but until you can get on your feet, you ain't been had this suitable work but 10 days. But you got to report this suitable work within 10 days. Well, by the end of the month, you may get your first check, and you
You
also
already
gonna
in
get
the
cut
hole, is
off.
what you're saying. You saying you already in the hole starting, is what
You
you
already in a hole.
It just mean you got to dig out twice as hard. That's all they mean.
That's
so
the
so
same
so
way as
so
somebody
so
So I
wait
saying,
think.
wait wait.
I
So
got,
I think
I
what
pulled up
Offset.
my bootstraps and I got it, so
That's
you can
not what
get
I'm
it too.
saying. I'm
Everybody's
sorry.
not
I'm
the
sorry.
same.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is a person who's dealing with issues and has been on the journey the past couple of years and dealing with the stuff I've dealt with and disabilities. If you able-bodied and you of sound mind on your own, that's the way I look at it. Because I see so many people of sound mind and nothing wrong with them getting janking the system, getting stamps, selling them, and not doing nothing. And it takes away resources from people that really need it. I know people that really do need stamps that can't get them because Bobby Joe and them to the street getting $1,400 a month ganking the system. We
Well,
need to
Yeah.
flush the system out so it can better go
I
to
think that was gonna be my question. What is a person getting stamps? What do that take away from other people?
right.
And I'm
That's
not
my
being
whole
ignorant.
point. Yeah.
I'm dead serious when I ask that question. I'm not being funny. What do everybody in the in one neighborhood getting stamps have to do with another section of people? Are we paying more taxes for it? What's
No, we don't pay taxes on food. Your tax dollars do not fund food stamps.
I
The
No.
think
food
that's
stamps
where I think
are
that's where
issued
I
by
get
the
confused.
Department of Agriculture.
I feel like people are making it an issue. Now the government trying to take it away, this and that and that. The government never been for the people, in my opinion, and that's just real spill.
And we got a government that's
And
love to pit people against each other.
yes, and I feel like when it comes to food stamps and Section 8 and this and that, if it's not taking away from me, it's not. There are people taking advantage of the system. Yes, there's people going to take advantage of a system. There's people that's going to
It's
take
people
advantage of
in the
something that's
federal
being given to them.
prison. The people
So
in federal prison right now took advantage of the system. White collar crime takes advantage of the system. So it's almost like, I don't know.
and
It's like,
and so
It's really
I
frowned
but
upon
but
because it's
and
but
given
so
but
to
at
what's
what
so
lower.
what's the
point? At what
It's
crime?
point?
really
But
it's
why
really
we as
frowned
black folk?
upon because it's given to lower class of people, and it's really frowned upon because it's now became, like AJ explained, it was given to white people first. Now it's almost labeled as a black person thing, and
Well,
it's really
the majority of people on food stamps and these benefits are white anyway.
yes.
So I mean, it's I don't think it's the great percentage of
and,
black
and,
people.
and herein lies why a day is not finna fuck with them programs. Because when you get through at the end of the day, you ain't doing nothing but hurting yourself. That's why you think they refill Roe versus Wade. Because their young girls are going to get abortions
But the
and they
thing
don't
is,
want us to outnumber them.
but they sick of they people too. That's making it a generational thing. They have a lot of the same issues we do.
I'm sure.
A lot of the problems that we have as black people, other races dealing with the same issues with their own people.
But you don't
You have to
hear
wait till you get
about
out the shower,
them
baby.
doing
No,
each
because
other like
they
we
deal with
do
their
each
stuff
other.
and yeah, exactly. We the only culture that cannibalizes itself. So
I get what you're saying about able-bodied people really doing what they need to do. Don't be no leech. Be a productive member of society. If you can do it, your body work, do it. Don't be
right,
lazy. Don't be lazy.
right.
I get that.
And I want
I
people to get help when they
wholeheartedly
need it,
get
but
that.
You know, it's just people that's on disability that's in it. If they can use it and reallocate some funds and a way to get some of these nonprofits, get some of the
But
burden off
see,
the
you when
government
you
where it's
say
more
that
efficient.
they not going through the roles and saying, "Oh, we're not gonna touch this person because they on this." They just going through the roles. Period. They
No,
fucking with the people on
they
disability
actually are
too.
going it. I'm telling you, I got a letter from
It-
John Cornyn's office today. They look at it closely. That's what they doing it like they
So they
doing it.
not messing with people with this disability.
No, if you
People
own
on
disability,
disability are exempt.
yeah, if you own legit disability and you not with no funny mess, you ain't getting messed with. The most I've had to do is actually go down and show my ID to do something. But other than that, my stuff been fine because I'm
Mm.
legit in all my stuff. But we all know these people, and a lot of the undocumented people that have been getting benefits.
Okay, let me tell you something. They if they work a job, they get taxes taken out their check.
But you're not a legal citizen now. You ain't got no
They
rights
but
to
they
take.
legal enough to pay into Social Security, Medicare, and tax.
You ain't a citizen. Don't matter what you pay, you're not a citizen. You can't be past step one. This is step number one to be a citizen. Everything else come after that. You really don't have to be Mirandized. You're not even a citizen. You have no rights. So let's do something. Let's address the citizenship issue. Let's get people into where they are citizens or they are in a status where they can legally receive those benefits that they do pay into. But until we deal with the citizenship issue on the front end, the rest is null and void.
Yeah,
Am I
for
for
sure.
sending folks back? No, I think it's sort of a waste of time to me to be sending people back, and the way they doing it is real tacky. But we
I'm a
need to
waste of
have a way to
resources.
find right. It costs resources, but you know that's the way they choose to do it. But we do need to know who's in the country, so not one, so we know who they are, but two, so then when they do pay into the system, that one day if they follow the law and everything, they can receive those benefits. Because if you undocumented, when you retire, you can't receive it. I mean, you can, but you cutting yourself off at the foot. And here's the thing I saw: it's not just this country. They have an immigration protest in Japan. This is nothing new, and other rest of other parts of the world have been dealing with this for centuries. Refugee status over in Turkey, they've had it for generations. So this is nothing new. It's just new to us. And a lot of people that are being deported are from Canada. It's not just the Latino community. So they cracking down on everybody.
All right then. I like AJ. When AJ believe in something, I don't care what y'all say. She gonna stand her ground. They
Man,
got
I'm
that.
open. I'm open to all different perspectives.
Right,
I
right. But
don't mind.
shit.
I don't mind hearing all different perspectives. You may open my mind up to somebody, and I hadn't thought about it that way.
Right,
But
right. I was waiting
that's
on that
all.
'cause I knew you were gonna stand up for that disability
All right,
and them,
that's
and
that.
them
Hey,
Oh,
stamps.
me
that's
too.
every day.
Every day for that. Yeah, that's why I get so mad about these healthy folks. Ain't nothing wrong with them not doing shit with themselves.
I
How
get
you
that.
feel about that, Austin? Should that be an issue with working citizens or no?
Well, you know, my thing is, I've always believed in if you're able to work, then you should. We've all had to overcome some type of circumstance in our life, um, whatever it may have been. Even coming out of the military, I was a dental hygienist, but then uh, in that field, there were more women as dental hygienists than men. So, um, and I didn't want to do that anyway. But then I had to go and find a job to do. I had to go find something to do. I couldn't get on food stamps, welfare, or anything of that nature, and I chose not to anyway. So I went for without a job for a while. But luckily, I started doing whatever it took. I took a casual job at the at the post office. I became a car
Gigolo.
salesman. No, that was before. I became a car salesman. I started driving trucks. So I started doing things that I needed to start building myself into whatever it is that I needed to do.
And
Do
he
you
had
feel
an
like your
OnlyFans,
educational
y'all,
background got
when
you
it
some of
wasn't
those
called
jobs? Because that
OnlyFans.
sound like
No,
He had the first male OnlyFans. It wasn't called OnlyFans back then, though.
yeah, it's called only me. So, but and so seriously talking, no, when I first got out of the military, I only had an associate's. So I had to continue my education to get to the point that I am now. So it wasn't overnight. So I had to do different jobs and bring on different skills that help build my skills and my resume. So to go along with my education. So if you're able to do, physically able, mentally able to do, then that's what you need to do what you need to do in order to pull yourself up from where you are. So, but I do believe that everyone needs a helping hand every now and then. So if I believe 3
If you
years,
need it.
yeah, if you need it, but I believe 3 years in a welfare program, if you are physically able and mentally able to perform jobs and duties, then within that 3 years, you should be able to find a way to increase your wages to the point where you're able to afford something.
Yeah.
But
I say
the problem they're gonna come in with is still jobs that just want to pay $8, $9, $10 an hour. You still got jobs that think it's good to give somebody $10 an hour.
And you don't have
And with the
affordable
rising
housing.
economy, and I feel like that you're still gonna be below the poverty level. And then they have to look at your household members. You know, how many members in that household, how much you make. So that's gonna be something very hard for them to really put in place and make it stay. I don't see it. It's a good thing, but even that'll get abused because it's so many other factors. They just can't say get out there and find a job.
Right.
What about
So what happens at the end of those 3 years and you ain't found none? You
ain't found nothing? Then are you working and you still just making
Then
$10
if you
an hour?
wait,
You got a five-member household.
how about if you able bodied and after 2 years you maybe do military service?
Okay, how about these little fake
They
nonprofits
what
that's
are
actually
George?
Do military service.
How they gonna do military? So let's just say they 60.
They 60. If they 60 in their retirement age, that's
All
different.
right,
I'm
let's
talking
say
about
they
I'm
40.
talking
Let's
about
just say
the
they 45.
how you retire
45.
from
They ain't going to
welfare?
military at 45.
you ain't
you
going
give
at
them an
45.
office,
Tag out the way.
assignment. Give them an office assignment. Is they can get a federal clearance, give them a little office assignment for 2 years.
Okay, so how many
Don't you
people
still gotta go through
gonna be
boot
doing
camp?
office assignments? There's only
So you don't
it
so if you ain't found nowhere to stay in the 3 years I gave you,
ain't
I'm gonna put you in the military. Is that
No,
what you
I'm saying it
saying?
should be an option. I ain't saying make it
it ain't
mandatory. Lord, yeah, I'm not saying make it mandatory, but it should be an option. See, here's the thing: if you're gonna cut these programs, you got to have options for
Your ass
people.
You
to
Like,
get
gotta
on the
have
front
right,
line.
right.
yeah, you got to.
No, but
You can't. You
before
can't
you
just
and
cut
that's
it,
what I don't think your boy doing. He just knowing
right.
what
and
He
he
just what
wants
before
he
you
ain't
done.
doing
cut
yet.
it,
But you know what? If the
before you
Democrats are
cut
smart,
it,
yeah, you got to have some.
you
But you know, if the
you
Democrats are
got to
smart, what
help
they be
people
pushing
get
right
to
now.
where you trying to get them to be. You got to put some things in place. Hey, some people don't even know, they don't even have a bank account yet. So you
Right,
got to
but
make them
What
go
I
through
think would
some
be a
things
good
maybe to
requirement
get to
if
where they
you
need to
on
be.
welfare, you have to go to school. The military is crazy, but if you are on welfare and you're
That's
not
been a
working or
rule.
less
That's the
working,
rule now.
you have. Oh, it is.
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, I know. See, I
yeah,
don't
it's
know
been a
nothing about
rule.
no welfare. I
that's
know
been
that.
a rule,
What if
baby. That's been a
they
rule.
can't read, write,
Damn.
or
So what is
afford
going
school?
on? That's the
What
real
if they
question.
can't
What's going
afford school?
on? Y'all get your education. What's going on?
They just staying in school, getting the money, dropping out. A lot of them doing that kind of mess.
So
Everybody
if you're
can't
on welfare,
school.
you have to go
Everybody
to
can't
school.
school. Let's just be real.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
true.
can't.
Everybody can't.
Just
Everybody
like
just
y'all,
ain't cut out for that.
they quick to say everybody not college material, but yet you want everybody to go to school. I don't get it.
Well, this is why we
Make it
need to
make
put trade.
sense.
We need to put trades back in our schools. That's our problem.
Make it
That's what we
make
messing
sense.
up. We
And,
need trades.
that was the thing that I was about to say. Everyone's not college material, and so everyone should not go to college. But that's why there are different trades that you can try to find,
Right.
and
Everybody got to do
that's why
English
there are
13
different.
on 1. You get your ass in there and learn how to unplug a microwave, plug it back in. You ain't no fool.
Okay, so let me ask this: once they learn how to unplug the microwave and plug it back in, and they still don't get hired because those jobs are already taken by people who came before them that learned how to plug in a microwave and unplug it, then what?
Well, here's
I
two
think it's
things.
too many
It
then
gotta
what's
be
it to
Here's
do.
how
more.
you.
It's gotta
Here's
be
how.
more put to it.
Here's how the Democrats could solve their problem if they were smart.
Leave the shit alone.
Nah, no. Democrats now, they want to be the
And
white
we don't
racial
even
blacks.
supposed to talk
They want to say,
politics.
I'm finna give them 2 ways to save black folks right now. If
First of all,
anybody
it's a
listen.
Republican in office, so let's
No,
talk about what they
y'all
gonna
not,
do.
y'all not listening. Y'all cutting me off. See, y'all getting emotional. As soon as I say something about Trump, y'all get all emotional and don't even let me get my point out.
Trump still ain't shit.
He all right with me. I don't give a fuck. Jamie Crockett
Kirk
ain't
is
shit to
back.
me.
Kirk
So,
is back.
anyway, but like I was saying, if they were smart and had a brain, they would counter the
A
cuts
racist
being
motherfucker.
made to social programs by doing this. This is the perfect time for the Democrats to propose wage increases and also loan programs for disenfranchised people. So that way you have programs in place to catch some of these people that are gonna get cut.
So you saying,
You have
so
high paying jobs.
we gonna cut these people off, save some money, then we gonna put some more money into them.
You
Make it
have
make
to.
sense.
You have to spend. It's not about
But
cutting the
but you
money. You
know,
have to
but that's
move the
not
money
gonna happen,
around.
George.
The money, but
That's
the
not gonna
money.
happen.
Well, I know the Republicans are proposing bills to kind of catch some people. Now they're not doing as much as they should be doing, but that's who I'm hearing from. That's what I hear from personally. Democrats, all I hear
Here's
from
the
them is bitching
thing.
and fussing right now.
Yeah. Okay. So people on Social Security, they supposed to review you what every 5 years, and they
Some
come to
people
find
now
out
they
they
don't
weren't
review
doing
me.
that. They weren't doing that.
They
So
won,
now
but they
they
like.
going back and they having to go and review
But
people
do
and
you
this
know
and
why
that
they
and other.
doing it though? But do you understand why they doing it?
Why they wasn't doing it? How they was able to get away with it for 10 years and not do it?
Because they found all these people on the inside. They found a lot of corruption inside these government agencies of
You
people that were
start
working there
there.
doing stuff.
You start there. Don't tell
Right,
me because you overpaid me and now I gotta owe you. I
right,
didn't tell you what to pay me. You
exactly.
decided that. So why don't you start with the people who make the rules,
That's what they
holding
did.
themselves
Remember
accountable
before
for
they
following their own rules first?
right, but remember before they came and started making all these cuts, proposing all these cuts. Now they did go into Social Security and clean house.
But
They
why?
did. They found a
Why
lot of
wasn't it
oversight
getting done?
because they found
Why
so much.
wasn't it getting done?
Because it was
See,
rife with corruption, it was infested. They had to go in and clean it out and get rid of all these different cases that was going on.
And who
This when
fault
you
is
then
that?
started
no,
making
I'm talking
cuts.
about why weren't the workers who was there these 10 years that these people weren't getting evaluated?
Uh,
Why they weren't doing their job?
Man, you know folks like they get them government jobs and they don't, a lot of them don't want to do nothing. They
You
don't, a
know,
lot of them just get them jobs, they don't do nothing.
Just like when you
part of
was
the
doing the
problem,
stamp thing, you wasn't like getting on everybody who was lying on them applications.
part of
Right.
the problem. That's what I was getting ready to go into. Part of the problem, we don't have
Because it ain't my chance
safeguard.
to give away, baby. If I,
God damn, you can't even get a voice
it,
in.
it don't cost me one dime. See, I work with people who act like that shit was coming out their own pocket.
Yeah,
It
that
ain't
be the
coming out my
worst.
pocket. It ain't coming out my pocket.
So you didn't care.
You can't. You can't.
Look,
They don't have.
look,
I'm
what
not
you
finna
report to
watch
me,
a mother of four come into
my
this
job,
office
let's
who
be
needs
clear.
steps and grill her down to her bones.
Let's be clear. My job
That's
is
your
to
job.
account for what you report, to ask you what your rent is, to ask you what your light bill is, to ask you what your expenses are, and things of that nature. Now, whatever you report, you report.
Yeah, I'm
Now,
not finna go out my way to catch you in no lie.
certain things you report is your rent. You got to have proof. Okay, okay. So if you give me you report it, you done gave me proof. I don't give a fuck if the map or not.
Yeah.
If the
I mean,
map enough to do to where you need to get what you need to get, then you get it. Because here's the thing. Here is the thing. If you got to go that far to lie, scheme, scam to get it, then maybe you must need it. See, we used to give out. I just got through giving out commodities to senior citizens, right? And so one of the rules is you got to be 60 and all that another, and you got to be at a certain income level, right? So our job, most of our clients are on disability. Some people are on retirement disability, though, right? So they make a little bit more money. But if you come in there and you tell me I don't give $1,000 a month, then I'm gonna write down you get $1,000 a month. You sign it, I sign. You think I'm finna? And then now since COVID, we didn't have to do proof.
Right.
See, since COVID, we ain't had. Before COVID, you had to show us proof of your income, proof of this, that. But since COVID, right, we didn't have to do no proof. So you did so all we did was called a declaration. You said what you make, okay? You sign it, I sign it. Here go your commodities. If you go out there and put them motherfuckers in the back of a Benz, a G-Wagon, I wouldn't give no fuck. Not one, not zero. Because I don't know. Ain't no way for me to know. And if you came in here and lied to get this little box of commodities and this little government cheese, then baby, here you go.
The problem is
Here you
this
go.
government is so crooked that they do so much corrupt shit that they can't stand to see somebody else getting away with nothing. They don't have enough safeguard programs to stop a lot of the fraud and a lot of the shit that go on. Just like when COVID came, they gave out all them loans to anybody that said they had an LLC. Just gave them out.
Everybody who had an LLC, what you mean? If you had one, you better apply, right?
They coming.
Yeah.
They
That
coming
was
back.
a new
But
scam.
they coming back for that ass now. Them folks got
But
them.
No, they
Had to do
not.
them
They done
PPP.
forgave
Oh yes,
them
they
loans.
are. Oh yes, they are.
Yes,
I talked to Future. They going after the folks that got them PPP loans, setting up them fake businesses.
but my point is
Damn.
they do that with every type of program that they write because they don't think about, well, what if this happened? They just do the shit and then assume
Why
because
didn't they do more when they was giving before they gave out the money of vetting people?
well,
See,
they
again,
stealing
we
so
got some
much they
government workers who didn't do their jobs, and you want to blame the people for
Well,
you
you
not
got
doing your job and dropping the ball.
to
stealing
understand when
so much
they did
that
them
they just
loans.
don't want you getting none.
Well, no, when they did those loans, all that infrastructure had to be set up basically within 3 days because of the emergency. So I think they did a good job of vetting people. As long as you had your LLC paperwork and said what you had, they didn't have time to go in depth because business was hurting. Now I got some money for it, but I got a legit business. I ain't get a lot of money, but I know folks that got 2 and 3 million off some bullshit talking about they got 30 employees and they ain't got but 3. But they are going back and looking at that now because a lot of those loans are coming due and they defaulting on them. And that's what's triggering them to get investigated for them. And they going back and they arresting people.
And them fools got them loans and now they being defaulted on. Y'all crazy. But that's what they
Right.
get. Look, that's what they get for having so many kids. They shouldn't have all them goddamn kids that out of Whitlock.
Well,
Oh yeah, that's the topic. Okay, why? Let's see. Why are black men the least to marry? But they say the black men have the most kids. What's up with that? Most baby mamas. That's right
You said
everywhere.
that's what they get.
Well,
Who
y'all
are
take the flow
they?
this time.
Why is
Y'all
that?
take the flow. Cause y'all ran through, y'all undesirable.
Ain't it? Yeah. Why is there so many baby mamas? Just single baby mamas all around here.
why?
Unmarried.
Come right back.
No,
Cause
that wasn't a question.
it's wow.
Why is that?
Because
It's opposed to me.
men are not taking responsibility for what they're doing. And
Basically,
also, if they have been raised in a home where there was a single mom and no dad, then they don't even know the value of raising a family. So
So they're not taught
But
to
they
be
knew
fathers.
the consequences of not the consequences, but they knew the experience of not having one.
this is true.
but they go
They
either
weren't
way
able
though.
to. Yeah, it can go either way. And the majority of them have not done the work in their lives to truly understand and to see the empathy in what they grew up in, to show sympathy for the women that they deal with in their lives.
But you know, most of the time, it's never a discussion. Having
Mm-mm.
a baby is in the black community. Having a baby is never a discussion. It used
Right.
to go like this: Hey, I'm pregnant. Not let's plan to have a baby. None of that shit. It's hey, I'm pregnant.
Right.
And so now you might not even wanted a kid, but you did what it take to make one.
Right. Now you got one. So
But now you got one. So now you, if you don't have any principle, and just because you made a baby with something, don't mean that's the person you want to have a
right.
family with, or want to have that type of relationship with.
Then
Exactly.
why
So
Because
you didn't protect yourself?
well, a
absolutely.
lot of people, a lot of men, I think that have the baby mama situation. You know, like the topic is twofold. Is why men choosing baby mama them over marriage. I think a lot of men just not seeing that marriage is not like I made a post earlier today saying, you know, I love my sisters, but marriage and stuff is just not for me. It will hold me back. You know what I'm saying? It just would. It would really hold me back in my life
But
right now.
a baby's mother wouldn't.
Well, I got an ex-wife, so I got a kid with her, but no. But it depends on the stage of life of the guy. If you're a younger guy, yeah, this is more of a question. But for an older guy like me, like most of us are kind of
How will marriage hold you back?
how
Please
what?
That's what I was
elaborate.
about to ask
I
because
I I, I
so,
don't
so
I don't
here's
want I ain't got the emotional bandwidth to have them kind of attachments to nobody. I just don't have
Uh,
room in my
I'm
life for
saying
all that.
that when people say that, and I guess because of who I am and how I was raised and what I do, I don't go through the shit y'all say y'all go. I've never been through the shit y'all say y'all go through. I never seen it because I walk in or they walk into my life with me laying the law. And I just don't go through that. So I be watching a lot of these videos. I hear a lot of brothers saying,
What is the
man, I
dog
ain't got time
emoji?
for no woman doing this, doing that. Nigga, they don't do none of that shit, man.
Well,
None.
I can
Nah,
only
Either
speak for
one,
nah, you
they
myself.
ain't
gotta
What
see.
what?
I
temper.
gotta see it
They,
to believe
But
it.
it's not
Cap.
that. But in my case, it's just like I don't want to
hey,
even invest. I don't even want to invest emotionally. I don't
often
even
on
want to do
here,
none of that.
that's one thing,
who
Kurt, everybody who
who
know me
your
can tell
loaded
you.
flower running this
I'll go
thing
to
over there?
jail before I
Cap.
lie. I ain't never lied
And
on
hey,
nothing.
hey,
Yo,
right,
Kurt
What
man.
tell you,
kid?
I
What kid?
never
See in
took
the
no
chat. I
shit
can't
off
see the
no
chat.
female in my life because I
And
know I
I
didn't
can't
need
see the
them.
chat.
I knew my worth from the time I was in Head Start.
I
So
can't see the chat.
that just never was a thing.
What Lotus said?
Hey, she watching, I'm sure. She watching. I
Hmm.
walk in laying the law.
well, here's my thing. I've had a lot going on too, right? Just throughout life, trying to maneuver and do what I needed to do in order to better myself, to grow myself where I'm marketable, right? But I was able to invest emotionally in whomever I needed to invest in. I really didn't have a lot of emotions, but so even at the stage that I am now with a family, with the wife, and me still growing and finding different ways and avenues to continue to grow, I'm still able to do what I need to do and also am have an emotional investment in my family and them having an emotional investment in me. So to help build to where I'm trying to go or to where I'm trying to take us. So she's not taking away, she's adding to.
Right. And I appreciate this situation for you, but for me, it would just be dead weight.
Yeah, like I say, that's because of how you run your stuff, bro.
Right.
And Austin and I used to say when we were in especially high school that we needed to write a book and just put it out there because the shit y'all brothers be going through, bro, that
And what would be
makes
the
you
title
feel
of this
like,
book?
oh, you can't do what achieve what you want to achieve if you have a woman. You know what I'm saying? Or a
What
wife.
would be the
That's
title
just the
of this book?
craziest shit to me.
I sleep 3 hours,
Get
4
your
hours
hoes
a
in
night.
check.
There's no way a relationship is gonna work like that. I tried it. It's not the way I got the grind. It's
It's
just
not giving New York's
it's
best
not
life.
wrong with it, but it's just I don't have it to invest. That's what I'm saying. It's not worth it to me to invest into another person in that way at this point in my life. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
Right.
that's
I
by
agree.
choice.
Well, if you don't
George,
have it to give,
do you have a lot of baby
don't put
smothers?
nobody in that.
That's by choice for you.
Yeah, that's my choice. Exactly. It's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
choice.
So you're not a good example.
I'm not a hoe.
You're not a good example.
Well, I've been married. I was married for 16 years. I was engaged for 5 years, so I got some experience on the being married front and all that. I did things backwards. Y'all married now. I was married when I was in my 20s and young. I just
Yeah,
did
But
it
you
backwards.
I've been
Yeah,
down
he
that
got
road.
burned out.
also did it a different way because you didn't go out and just say, well, I don't know. Do you have like 3 or 4 baby mothers, George?
No, I got 2 sons, one from a previous relationship, one my ex-wife. 2 boys.
Okay.
20 and 15.
Okay.
So what are we calling? What are we looking at? What demographic are we looking at? Never been married and have X number of kids, or been in a
It's just your
been
girls seem
married?
like anybody that got a kid out of wedlock, they damned. I don't know. She wanted to put the crown on George's head. Then when George said he had to, she put that
No,
crown behind her back.
I did not actually.
She said,
Because George was
"Hey
only
George,
answering
how many kids
because
you have? A lot of babies? Well, yeah, I got one out of pre-relationship."
Yeah.
because
You know, for me,
George was only answering one part of the question.
Hmm.
That's what made me ask, because he only
Right.
spoke about one part of the question. He didn't. This question is a 2-parter. Put the pamphlet back up. Ain't it a 2-parter? Why y'all
Yeah.
know? Why we don't want to marry y'all, and why y'all got so many kids?
Right.
Damn.
what D Black, one thing that you said that hit on the nail is you know your value, you know your worth. And I'm sure for you at this point in your life, you don't need everything from Lotus. You see,
But I bet he
because
wouldn't have married Lotus if she had 3 baby daddies.
I would
but
have
what I'm
what?
saying,
You wouldn't have married Lotus if she had 3
I
baby daddies.
I promise you I wouldn't have.
Exactly.
I wouldn't even let it go that far talking to her with no 3 damn kids.
This what I be
You
talking about.
mean 3 kids? Like if they
This the
got all the
bullshit
same
that I be
daddy,
talking about.
even if
That
they
just
all
wasn't
had
what
the
I
same
wanted at
daddy?
that time. I've been the stepdad.
Yeah.
That ain't something I wanted to
Yeah,
do.
that's not. No, I would never do that again in my life.
Not
I
with
don't
not
recommend
with
other
no
men
3
do it.
goddamn kids.
No.
So what about, Lord forbid, something happened and y'all not together no more? Then she's the woman with 3 kids from you, and a nigga like you thinking like you.
That's good because that means he
Gotta
being
find that nigga
honest.
that don't think like me.
He being up front telling her, baby, this
You
ain't
can't
gonna work
knock,
for
just
me.
like we can't knock y'all for having preferences. You can't knock a man for having a me. I'm just saying.
So,
And I'm not for everybody.
so
But
y'all
you
can go in,
tell us, y'all tell us to pick
into a
better.
relationship with 3
Y'all
baby mothers.
y'all tell us to pick
Yeah,
better as
yeah,
if
we
there's an
can.
You be
option
taken
to
care of.
pick
We
better.
yeah, we can, and this is why, because the kids are normally not with the dads. So most of the time, women are accepted, accept men with kids or with
Right.
multiple kids and multiple baby moms, because they don't have to deal with them on a regular basis
A
if they
regular
choose
day-to-day
not.
basis.
Yikes.
But see, when that child,
Wow.
those 3 kids are in that house, and you're in that house, whether the baby daddy involved in their life or not, and a lot of men can say, well, I ain't gonna take care of the kid. But if that kid is under that roof, you're gonna do something to take care of them, whether it's buying food, you keeping the lights on for them, you're gonna buy clothes for them, you're gonna participate or contribute to whatever activities they're in at school. So you're gonna do that. And God forbid,
Why wouldn't you?
exactly. So you have to sit there and think about, before I got with Lotus, I would be walking in in the malls or something like that, the grocery stores. Now I see a woman pushing a buggy, another child in there, and she got one on her arm. That was the biggest fucking turnoff I ever seen in America. And that's
You
how I
keep
just
it. You
knew
keep it moving.
Because she
multiple
has
kids
children?
like that,
I'm confused. It was a
multiple
turnoff
kids
because
like
she had her
that.
children?
It's not the fact that she has.
Say what now?
It's not. It's the
It
fact
was a
that she
turnoff
has
because
children.
she was
Here's
with
the
her
thing.
children?
It was a turnoff to me because I knew I
If a
didn't want a
black
woman that
man,
had that many kids. I was great. That was a beautiful union of them. That's beautiful. I love seeing them with their kids. That's so precious.
Oh, okay, because
But
you made it sound so
it just
disgusting.
wasn't. That just wasn't for me. Just like if I see a woman with an infant now, a baby where I got to change Pampers, that's just not something I'm into doing right now. You know what I'm saying? So that would be a turn. I'll be like, damn, she was perfect, but she had that damn year and a half child. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. You know. So
right?
not that it
How,
devalues her or anything. It's
how
just
many
not what
baby
I
mothers
want.
you have, DJ Black?
8.
Are you making a joke?
8. And
Are you
out of
for
that 8
real?
baby mamas,
Everybody, this has been fun. I hope y'all have a wonderful night.
I'm just playing, girl. You
This
know I ain't got no goddamn 8 kids. but 2. And mine are well taken care of.
They're
I don't
separate mothers, 2 different women.
yep. And they are
Okay.
well taken care of.
Right.
So
I'm just writing notes.
and
George got 2 for 2. DJ Black 2 for 2. Okay. We're gonna keep the ball rolling here.
yeah, so I feel like and I was having this discussion with my other host that used to be on here. And he was under the impression, because he don't have any kids, and he was under the impression that men just jump up and get a woman pregnant and just keep moving on. And I don't think that's probably with the younger generation, 30 and under, whatever. But I don't think a man that's 40 plus was just carelessly making
Run from his
children.
baby.
Not many. They did it, but I don't think many. A lot of times when you look at George, Austin, myself, when you had that first child, and what Kurt was saying, even Kurt, what Kurt was saying that's not discussed. When I did do that and had my first, it was discussed.
Why didn't y'all get married? Or did y'all? I don't know.
No, it's
I was
not
in
that. It's
college.
just that
I never. This was my first marriage, but
after
I
your
was in
wife.
college. I was in college,
So
and
my thing is, why do I
go
know the
ahead.
song first come love, then come marriage, then come baby and a baby carriage. But if you have skipped marriage and you have created a child, why wouldn't you want to be married to that woman?
That's always the
Just
plan.
just
Just like everybody wants the picket fence, the house, the dog, and the yard. That's the plan. But there's
no,
always
not
that small
necessarily.
clause that's called shit happen.
Yeah.
And when you're young, like 18, 19, 17, 18 years old, it's a big room for shit happens because you think you have it figured out, but you don't think about that shit happen. But I was going to ULM. I left ULM, went to Jackson State. She had to stay in Monroe, and that distance being apart and her mom trying to kick, it was just a big thing that went on with us. So it just didn't happen. But that was that clause of shit happens.
Yep.
So
And just because you end up making a baby with someone, that doesn't necessarily mean that you should stay with that person or be with that person. But you should handle your responsibilities of taking care of that
Right.
child.
Right.
Right.
now see, back in the day,
Because a lot of times when you get married young, like I did, I felt obligated. So you know
right.
what? I'm gonna go ahead and make a decent woman out of her, and I'm gonna go ahead and marry.
Go ahead, Kurt.
But what you find out is that you probably didn't get enough. You probably didn't learn enough about yourself
Right.
and about
And
them.
also, Kurt, I think that's also a reason why it's more kids now. Because back in your day, because my older brother did this too.
Yeah.
When a woman got pregnant, they were obligated, I felt obligated to
You
marry
stepped
them.
up.
'Cause I remember
you
my
stepped up.
mom talking to my brother because he down there tech, cute out, doing his thing. I'm talking about he had women, but this one particular one got pregnant. And
Yeah.
my mom basically made him marry her.
Right. She
I
put
remember
that pressure
when
on
I
you.
was little. I probably was 8 years old. But I remember her giving him that speech. You done messed that girl life up, because she was in college, and
And she put
now
that
she's
pressure on you.
pregnant, and he jumped up and married her. They still together today now. But all the, the give and take that they had to do. And then when my generation came, we were more like, man, shit, we just gonna take care of that child, you know what I'm saying? What it is, we wasn't obligated because the parents wasn't on us to marry that girl. Or they would say, they'll still give you the speech if they had more, yeah, you can kind of mess the girl life up, blah, blah, what you gonna do. And then they made us you would have to get a job or find some type of way to take care of that child financially. That's all they preached to us. But it wasn't
So your
you gotta marry.
generation was okay with making a woman undesirable, but you weren't gonna make an honest wife out of her.
Right. We wasn't obligated to. Right.
And then
Right,
the
exactly.
problem is, and then Anthony, a lot of the problem is today that a lot of young women don't even have a requirement. They just want a man. They don't even
today, Anthony,
they don't even put any stipulations. They want a man, and they'll get pregnant from a hookup. Not a relationship, from a hookup.
I ain't gonna put his name and business out in the street, but someone real close to me was dating this lady, and her whole intention was to have a baby by him, but she didn't want him. She just wanted the baby. She looked at his,
they do have a lot. They do have a lot.
His GPA, and she was like, okay, this is gonna be, my baby daddy. So they was dating, messed around, going together for like a year or so. She got pregnant, and he went trying to do the tradition thing because he didn't want to be a statistic. He didn't want to be a statistic. So he ran by rings and got on his knees and proposed. She said, I don't want to marry you. And she literally cut him off, put him on child support, and to this day, she raising the child by herself. So he got ducked. Right. She did some white girl shit on him. So, and that was my first time ever seeing that. So some women don't want to be married. Now she's with a guy that she's trying to make marry, and he done put 3 more babies in her. And he ain't hitting what they say, he ain't hitting a lick at a snake. But that's that karma. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's a lot of women don't want to be married.
Well,
so a lot of times when a man not marrying a woman, it don't always be that man.
That's more than likely the man. That story is so rare. That story is rare.
I don't know about that.
It's not. No, it's not. I'm telling you, when I was out here dating, the past,
a serious relationship.
No, right.
I don't really want a serious relationship.
When I was out here dating the past 2 years, a lot of women would say, "I just want a baby. I don't want you." That was not uncommon.
Y'all.
I heard it personally. I would hear it personally.
I know a person personally of high education that stated that they preferred the child and a good co-parenting relationship than a marriage.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it ain't the women ain't they not with that marriage. Then too, this is another reason too that the marriage is gone. And I think we kind of touched on this before, but I think this is it right here. This is another reason why it's a lot of single baby mamas out there.
This is what men have to pick.
Yeah, not that. Hold on. I'm gonna come with him later. But it was this other let's see, because it was crazy.
In the 1950s and 60s, things got even worse for Black families. Welfare checks incentivized single mother households. And there was one rule that ruined it all. The man in the house rule. Black families have long been the victims of income inequality. Before 1968, many states and administrative agencies created and enforced the man in the house rule. This rule basically meant that if there is a working or healthy man in the house, the government can't help you. And they would go as far as to send welfare workers to visit the homes without warning to check if a man was present. If they found any evidence whatsoever, families lost their welfare benefits. Over the years, the welfare state started dissolving the family structure, slowly but surely. A man who can't get a decent job and provide a substantial income suddenly believes that his family is better off without him. So, if a man were to lose his job, he literally had to leave the house so his children could get government surplus peanut butter, beans, and cheese.
Well, that was the point George was making when we first started talking about the
able
welfare
body
situation.
rule.
Yeah, that was the point George was making about that.
Right.
My thing is, as he was saying, if you were not able to work, not able to make ends meet, not able to take care of your family, you feel like you should not be there and let your family be able to get welfare. But your mindset doesn't also go to, if I'm not able to take care of this woman and her children, why do I keep putting children in her or in any other woman?
Okay.
Exactly.
Maybe at that time he had a good job. Things were flourishing. And we always tend to miss when we're talking about men that small clause of shit happens. And that's a huge clause because you can have something all the way mapped out from I'm going to get my associates, then my bachelor's, my math. You can have all that, but then some shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Your house burned down. You have an accident. Your car upside down. So now the money
I
that you
think
was
when
going to
it
put
comes to
toward
shit
college.
happens, those are very circumstantial. So we're able to categorize stuff like that.
Right.
But if
But
we're
you
just
don't
speaking
expect
in a
that.
general sense of, because it's always now coming down to some type of something, some type of excuse, some type of shit happens, some type of this, some type of that.
Well, I
Right.
worked. I worked
But
at
that
Grown
is
Mills.
the
ass
two
I
people,
worked.
clause, right?
grown ass
You may
people having
plan
sex are
to
gonna
go to
create a
Disney next
child.
year. You may plan to go to Disney in February. But if your transmission go out in your car or you have to go buy another vehicle, that's a phrase called shit happens if you don't have 20,000 sitting in the bank to replace that vehicle.
Hey,
That's
Anthony. So,
definitely a shit happen situation, but also what we have been taught and learning in this world is being responsible enough to have a savings account for rainy days, for when shit
But
happens,
how many
for
people
things of that
actually
nature.
do that?
well, let me say
That
this.
you
In my
know.
case, you know this for a fact, D Black. In my case, we had 6 kids. I worked at the mill, and in 2005, Koch Brothers bought the mill in Crossett, Arkansas. I read about the Koch brothers and what they do. At that time I had 3 kids in college and three little kids. Both of us were working. She was a school teacher and I was working at the mill. So we were making it work, but we were also helping the kids that were in college.
Mm-hmm.
So when we started having the marriage started going south, we started having problems because I was one of the problems. I was working so much because I was working 16 hours. I was trying to grab all the money I can get so that we can help the kids in school and we could provide for the household. So when the Koch brothers bought the company, I started doing some research on them. A lot of people was talking about, oh man, we're gonna get a raise, we're gonna get a raise. We're gonna do this, they gonna give us better wages. Well, what the Koch brothers do is buy companies and sell them. So I started planning. I started saying, man, I got to get out of here. My marriage was already going south. I've been asked for a divorce. And so what ended up happening is that my wife did end up leaving. And I decided I wasn't going to even fight her. She could have the house or whatever. I had a friend in Dallas. And he said, man, I could get you on at General Motors for a subsidized company called Lear. They make the seats for the Escalades and the Cadillac, their SUVs.
Mm-hmm.
He said they pay $25 an hour. So the hardest decision I had to make ever in life, I was gonna have to leave my kids in Louisiana. If I did leave, if I go take this job, I gotta leave my kids. Because I'm already knowing it ain't no more jobs like that in Louisiana. Where am I gonna get? First of all, if you get on, and De'll tell you this, if you get on at one of them mills, you got lucky. That's how hard it was to get on.
Mm-hmm.
So the Koch brothers came in there and did just what I said. By that time I left, I called some of my friends who were still at the mill. Man, you know, they shut plant 1 down. I said, that's the plant I worked in. They end up shutting plant 2 down. So a lot of those guys end up going to ConAgra, making $8,
Wow.
$9 an hour at a chicken plant.
But see,
You
they
know,
wouldn't have to. They weren't supposed to have to do that because they were supposed to have that savings with $50,000 in it already for a rainy day.
Yeah, right. But like I said,
You tried it.
with both of us, we were just making it with her school teacher salary and 3 kids in college, and then the other 3 kids. And then I was,
And I didn't say a
I was hustling
$50,000
CDs.
savings. I said a radiator savings.
I was hustling CDs and DVDs. You know that, D.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes, like D said, man, you have a grand plan and you be trying shit, don't work. Trying shit don't work. And all it takes is you to be in the wrong situation with the wrong person, man, and all your shit just goes south, man. I had to start all over twice.
But you wouldn't have had to do that if you had that 50 grand in your savings. See, that's the problem. You should already knew to have that money. When you saw that mill went down, you supposed to already had enough money to take care of you for at least what 8 to 10 months at least.
That shit.
All them CDs and DVDs his ass was selling. He could have had some. He could have had a savings. He was selling CDs and DVDs.
Yeah,
he could have had a
saying?
savings put to the side.
When you got
Working at the mill,
you didn't
working
think
at
to
the
put up
mill
the
and
money
selling
for
CDs.
savings.
The CDs and DVD money should have went to the savings.
Yeah, when you got a wife that's gambling up every quarter she get her hands on.
Oh, see, now we get.
Hello?
But
we done went down the dark road.
Shit happens.
Yeah, that's that famous clause. I had to learn about shit happen.
Yeah.
And then here we go. Was it Anthony Pete?
Do you guys want to be somebody's wife? What do you want to be? I don't really know if I necessarily want to get married. You want to have kids? I do want to have kids, but I'm not sure if I want to get married.
So women love to say, nobody chooses to be a single mother, Aaron. What is this?
You want to have kids, but you don't know if you want to get married. So that means that you're planning to already bring this child into and have a deficit in their life, right? If I find the right person, we could get married. But do you have to find the right person to have the baby? I do think I have to find the right person to have a kid, but I also feel like I'm in a position where I'm doing things for my own, so I would completely be okay with having to take on their responsibility.
So this is exactly what's going on in our communities. Women are purposely having babies out of wedlock because in her mind, she thinks she's adequate enough and suitable enough to raise a child all by herself. Why does she think this? Because her mother did it. Her mother was a single mother. And that is the reason why I'm against single motherhood, because it becomes an acceptable generational curse.
And that's some passed down shit that I can agree with. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's because of welfare. It's because of education, her education. It's because of her income. It's because of her independence.
With that girl's situation, and see, I'm like the girl in the middle. That would confuse the hell out of me too. What she is saying, she was truly baffled. Like, what do you mean? Huh? Yes, I do believe the girl on the right who was speaking first, who was saying that she was okay with having a kid. She is speaking from a place of these girls are famous podcasters, YouTubers, and everything else. These girls have a coin, probably making 6 figures or more. Social media and everything pays nowadays, and they're making really good income. I think women are replacing men in the home with money.
That's
I don't
exactly what
need
I
you
just said.
because I can financially take care of the kid,
Mhm.
because they are so used to seeing men planting their seeds and sowing them throughout different women's without emotional connections. There's not men out here just running to the altar either. So let me just go ahead and save you the trouble of getting me, her pregnant, and you marry the fourth chick. And okay, cool. So now I could take care of my own baby. So you don't have to marry me. I feel like the examples are also, I was taking it back to the single moms that raised us. The examples are also the men. My dad had me, and then my dad had my sister with another woman, and then she had my little sister with a younger woman, and then my youngest sister is with another mom. We all have we all got one dad, but we got 3 or 4 different mothers. We're not raised in the same household. We don't get to share experiences. We don't get to go into school in the same district. So it just, that also plants the seed in some women's head, like, oh, I want to be putting myself through that emotionally. I make this amount of figures. I have this education. I'll raise my baby myself.
Mhm.
So then when then there's no father present, and then there's that issue that he's not getting all that he needs, or they're not getting all that they need, then that opens up another issue.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree with that. I definitely do not agree with the girl. I agree with the lady in the middle. I don't agree with the girl on the right, but I see what she is saying, and I can see why she is saying it.
My
I don't
daughter,
understand now. If I'm poor, don't get me wrong. If I'm below the poverty line, looking at the welfare, trying to get on food stamps, this and this and that, I definitely won't be walking around trying to just have a child with a man. I would want to establish a
so
household and things of that nature. I do believe because of the tax bracket that she is in and the money that she is bringing in, she is replacing a father in a marriage with, I can take care of this kid fully financially on my own.
They have welfare women doing that too. Peep this.
Okay, we listen and we don't judge. Yes, I have 7 kids, and I am currently pregnant right now with my 8th child. 7 baby daddies and another one. I got 8 baby daddies. Yes, we're getting $3K in food stamps. Yes, we are killing it, honey. We are killing it. No, I'm not ashamed. I've been a mom since age 14. I got pregnant at age 14 with my first child. I've been doing this by myself and getting help from the government. Why not get help from the government? I'm a single parent. I'm a single mother out here raising these kids by myself. So yes, all of them on child support. So I'm getting all those child support checks, and I'm getting my $3K in food stamps. I have a food stamp plug that helps me. Yes, a food stamp plug that helps me get $3K a month. And he works in the office. So, yeah, don't judge me. That's it. We all go through things, just don't judge me.
You can't make this shit up.
I thought the topic was why we don't want to marry y'all ass and why y'all got all the kids. How did we end up here? She shouldn't even been on the roster. Her video shouldn't even been on the roster.
Well, she living off the government. That's the reason that she's on the roster is it's showing why there are so many single baby mamas. So if you look at the topic, that fits right in. She's explaining why she's a single baby mama. She got all the men on child support.
That woman clearly is MHMR.
She getting $3K in food stamps, and she feel like she balling. I mean, and we don't know what the tax bracket the men. I would say they can't be that high, but she getting paid a month child support. So
I think she's rage baiting.
What?
Rage baiting. That sounds like rage baiting. It didn't sound logical. It sounded like rage baiting.
No, your girl working the food stamp place. I didn't think people can get that much, but she got 8 and she got 5 kids and she's pregnant. You can get that much food, that many food stamps?
Yeah.
I mean, it's different from state to state, but sure, if you depend on how many kids you got, yeah. The more kids
she said
you
she had
have,
8.
the more kids you have, the more stamps you get. Now they did start capping that, like you could only get up to 5 kids, and no matter how many you went over, like over 5, you still got 4 or 5 kids. Now they did that. like years ago.
Well, I always said this.
But she also got 8 baby daddies.
I
This
always
is drives back to the topic.
The
1
what?
got her pregnant. 2 got her pregnant. 3 got her pregnant. By now
At
she's
some
walking around
point.
with 3 kids. The fourth one came along and got her pregnant. She has 4 kids. She's walking around with these 4 kids. I'm pretty sure the other 4 men are chilling. Number 5 that came along. He done put a baby in her. Why do men think this is? Why would I want to be number 5 baby daddy? Why would I want to be the 5th
Exactly.
baby
Just like
daddy?
you asked me when I was telling you I seen somebody with 3 kids. Why would I want to be the 4th baby dad? I did.
But as you can see, there's men that are doing it.
Oh yeah,
And that's on them.
hey,
That's them.
and I
I'm like,
don't
you're not
know.
doing that. I don't know who they
they ain't marrying her. They just playing. They just want the sex.
Right.
They just running up in a raw. They don't give a damn.
That's all that is.
And she ain't stopping them.
Mm-mm. Each and
She
every
on
one
it
of them.
raw.
You don't care.
Why are 47% of black mothers single mothers? Let's get this out the way first. The national average for all single mothers is 21%. And just because someone is a single mother does not mean that the father is not present in their life. What are some factors that y'all think attribute to 47% of black moms being single moms? One that really stuck out to me was the educational gap. That's one that people tend to not talk about. Black women are becoming educated, highly educated at a higher rate than black men. So when it's time for them to settle down, they have what they call a partnership disparity, meaning that this woman who has this doctorate doesn't want to settle down with a man who may just have a trade. Even if he makes the same amount of money, it's just hard for them to mesh. Of course, you got to mention historical discrimination. That's redlining, mass incarceration, employment discrimination, inequalities in education. Some people attribute it to like resilience and independence. Is it the rise of the independent female? Do some women just feel like, hey, I don't need to have a nuclear family? We don't have to have a husband and wife and 5 kids. That American dream type of mindset, is that something that's dead? I gotta mention limited resources, inequality, and poverty before I go, because some people always say that, say the government offers a single woman food stamps and money and housing in some instances if she doesn't have a husband. So she figured, okay, if he can't provide working his job that he didn't get because of discrimination, I'm better off being a single mom and I'll get government assistance, which gives me food, which gives me a house, and I'll be better off than to have somebody who necessarily can't provide.
So it gets real out here, y'all. It gets real. It gets real.
It's all fucked up, is what it is.
Yeah, but that's the world we're living in. It's crazy out there.
So let me tell this story. So D Black know my story. So the first set of kids, they're doing very well. The second set of kids, we got divorced when they were very young, and then my daughter, she's 22 now. She's 21 now. So she had her first child at her first year in college. The boy is 2 years old now. And so she called me when she was getting ready to have a baby. And she said, Daddy. I said, yeah. She said, do you think I should let Keyshawn see the child? I said, why you see that? She said, well, he don't go to none of the doctor visits with me, or none of the Le Mans classes, or none of that stuff that I go to. I said, yeah, but was that a requirement? Was that something that y'all discussed? Didn't you tell me y'all was just friends with benefits? Didn't I talk to you about all of those things even before you went to school? Told you everything that you was going to be facing. Had that discussion numerous of times, and now you want to know if he has the right to see the child. Of course he does. It's his child. And so, it's funny that now she want to know these things after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
what
And I
type of
I don't mean to cut you off, Kirk. I think that's the point that that's the thing that I'm trying to also see. If people are having sex irresponsibly and creating children with a person, why are all the responsibilities now left on the mom? Why wouldn't he need to go to doctor's appointments and such and such classes? Why wouldn't he
I'm
want to
not
hear the
saying that
heartbeat?
Well,
No, I
no,
understand what you're saying.
Well, so let me answer that for you, because he's not obligated to. That's
Why
not
would
what
he
he
not be
signed up for.
obligated to?
Because he doesn't have to go to the doctor's appointments. He doesn't have to be there for her. He has to be there for the child.
Oh, I think
So
that's what we're talking about. I did mention
yeah,
a heartbeat, but are we not talking about a born baby already going to their doctor's appointments?
he
See,
doesn't
the
know.
Lamons and all that. This is going to
this
the
is
doctor's appointments with
this
her
was before
before
the
the baby.
baby.
Yeah. So now I agree that he should go with her to the appointments after the baby is born,
Right.
because he needs to go know what's going on medically with his child also, and
Right.
their development. But anything prior to that, showing
So
up to
he's
the
not
hospital
supposed to
just
go
to,
to the ones when she pregnant.
he does. Nope, he doesn't have to.
He's not
Why not
obligated
though?
to.
Not
In a
It's not even
perfect
it's
world,
not even
yes.
an obligating thing to me. Why wouldn't you morally want to be there supporting? I got you pregnant.
Because
because he may not
And
have that
what?
moral cap.
And it's not like
Yeah.
to respond.
So you want to
Right. So
make your
you want
son
you
go
want a
to a
logic you
pregnancy
want a
appointment?
logical response? Here's my logical
He may
response.
not have that moral cap.
Because we fucked and you got pregnant, I don't have to be there for you. I'll be there for my child.
Okay, but if that was your son, teenage son who got a girl pregnant, you wouldn't make them go to her doctor's appointment.
Hey, you
He
better
can sit
be up
home
there
and
at that
chill.
doctor's
He can
appointment,
sit
boy.
home and chill while she go to the doctor get blood drawn and everything. He
Yeah.
can sit his home and play the game. She's going to
Yeah.
the doctor get a blood drawn,
You got
drinking glucose,
First
everything
of
else.
all, number one, you got husbands that don't even go to the doctor's appointments with their with their
And they
wives.
don't make it all right.
My
I didn't
child's
say
father
I
went to
didn't
every
say
single doctor's appointment with me.
Well, I'm happy
Well,
to
But
hear
they say,
that.
well, you know,
Austin might talk to his son and say, "Hey, man, you know, you need to do that. You know, that's part of the
And
process."
I don't sound like it. They ain't
But
obligated to do none of that.
no,
No,
She go
he's
there.
not
She go
obligated.
to that doctor appointment with them swollen feet and that big belly and that tired back
And
on her
hey,
own. She
yep, take your ass on by yourself. And you doggone right. But no, I would tell my child that he should go to the doctor with her, because that's still part of the support for your child. You
right,
need what's going on medically with her also
absolutely.
to ensure that you're going to have a healthy child. But like I said, as any other person or anyone else, any dude that put a baby in a woman, they're not obligated to go to those appointments with them. Morally, immorally, whatever you want to say, they're not
But Anthony,
obligated.
so the reason she did that, asked that question, one, because she was so concerned about him going. She was trying to find a way to punish him because she got pregnant. Let me say this again. She got pregnant from a hookup. She was on birth control. The birth control was giving her problems. She got off the birth control. She missed her appointment to get a different birth control. And somehow in her fickle mind, she decides that, well, I might be still good. It should still be in my system. Ha ha. It didn't happen like that.
So then Mr. Hookup should have used his birth control.
So what now?
Then Mr. Hookup should have used his birth control.
He didn't know.
If he didn't know, or if it wasn't discussed or whatever, they was just friends with benefits.
Hey, you know what? He should have been responsible enough to wear a condom, whether he knew it or not. However,
Absolutely.
it still does not obligate him to be there at any doctor's appointments, pay any copay.
James, we get it.
Else.
He don't have to go to the doctor with the girl. Let the girl come to the doctor by herself. She got herself pregnant. Let her go to the doctor by herself.
And also with this story, I'm pretty sure before they did that, she knew he wasn't shit before she laid down with him. Hold on.
So at some point, you got to take some accountability. Like, hey, I didn't even get a chance to really know this chick before I went in her raw. I nutted in her. We was in love because the sex was good. But now I don't really like this bitch, and she don't like me either. But now we got a kid. You know what I'm saying? So
I got it. We have sex, right? Okay. We get to it. First night, bam. Shoot the club up, raw, right? You're pregnant. You call me a month and a half later because we haven't talked since then.
Right.
Who's the fool for having a baby?
I can't get into that.
We can get into it.
So I'm not gonna say, you know, it's her fault or not, because some people have different integrity, you know, whatever they got. And they,
so you mean to tell me that you have so your integrity? Hold on, I'm saying you saying that this woman's integrity would not allow her to not have the baby. But her integrity is gonna allow her to get some raw dick on the first night. I say bullshit. These hoes want to be goddamn holy and sanctified when it comes time down for these goddamn kids to be born. But you want to take some raw dick and you want to let the nigga shoot the club up on the first night and have a goddamn baby with a complete stranger. And now you saying, oh, that goes against my goddamn religious beliefs. Goddamn, obviously, motherfucking raw dick on the first night shouldn't go against your religious beliefs. So you mean to tell me that you can have hot sex in the back of a goddamn car with a complete stranger? You don't even know this nigga real name. You just call that nigga Ray Ray. And you mean to tell me you gonna have Ray Ray's baby? You don't know his family. You don't know what kind of medical situations he got, what kind of psychological demons he got, and you gonna have a baby and we carry it 9 months for a nigga you don't know? That's bullshit, and that's your fault if you got a toxic situation because you chose to have the fucking baby.
A bunch right there.
100 agree, and that's all I'm saying.
But
you
laying down.
You niggas with these microphones.
Hey,
let me finish the story though.
You choose the person that you want, that you sleep with, and if that person isn't, you haven't vetted them morally, you haven't seen what they're supposed to be like. Now, if they switch up on you, it's a totally different thing.
Yeah, I get that.
That's different.
But are y'all paying for the disposal of the hookup babies? Are y'all paying for the disposal of these hookup babies?
I have.
I heard that.
Hindsight is something else.
Because that's what it seems to me like. They're trying to make it seem as if like, why did you keep the baby? You put this baby in me. Are you finna help me get rid of it? Are you finna get rid of it? Are we finna what are we finna do? You had that baby. You called me a month later. You kept the baby. You the idiot. You this, you that. You Negro, you put the baby in me. So now there's a we thing. It's a we situation. It's a we problem. It's a we can fix it.
Yeah, but after I tell you, look, this is what I want. I do not want the child.
I definitely agree with that.
But you say I want it. I can't. We did what we did, and it's against my religion to do away with this child, and it would hurt the pastor to know that I went ahead and had an abortion, even though I was having premarital sex.
See how close to hell y'all take us. She
I
probably
believe in everything else in the Bible except for that.
Anthony, the problem is this: when you tell us friends with benefits, no strings attached, that's free pussy with no consequences.
You ain't got no reason to get me. You ain't got no business getting me pregnant. Then
that's how we look at it.
And on the cool, and like I was telling the guy who was asking us about the 40 plus, I was saying, a lot of us were careful back then, and when we did have children, we thought it was going to be this and that. So like Anthony said, even if the woman said she was on birth control, I didn't trust that shit. I kept my condom in my damn sock already open, because I wasn't going for that. I wasn't going for that. You know.
But the only reason she asked me that question is because I started seeing old boy on social media with another girl.
Black always wore his condom to his date.
That's right. Had it on sometime when I knew I was I believe in
I had no reason getting that FW friends with benefits, that FWB coochie pregnant. You have no business shooting up the club and friends with benefits.
And she didn't have no business getting pregnant. Yeah, absolutely right. Because both of them could have prevented it.
Yep.
Right.
It's the man that gets the woman pregnant.
Well, he's.
I don't care. She's the receptacle. She let him shoot it in there.
He is in the baby's life, and he's doing his part.
Oh, I mean, that's wonderful, as he should.
Yeah.
As he
Did he
should.
rape him? But Anthony, this the deal right here.
You
Anthony.
knew he wasn't shit when you fucked him. Take accountability. Say, yo, I fucked a deadbeat. That's why I'm in a situation I'm in.
But who's like
being a deadbeat?
Who's the one abandoning the child?
It's the woman's fault.
Explain to us how it's her fault. There are a lot of women who have been told a pipe dream by some guy. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And then they don't show
y'all
up.
say that and then turn around and say women's intuition. So what is it? Are y'all stupid or do y'all have women's intuition?
I think there's some dudes who are like master manipulators and can like manipulate a situation.
These dudes ain't master manipulators.
I think that there are so many people who are out there looking for love that it's unfair to totally blame women because so many people want connection.
Yeah, but the signs are there. You can't get with the D-boy that's been a loser his whole life and think that he gonna be faithful to you and he gonna stick around. If I get scammed, I say I got scammed. I ain't gonna be like, oh, that motherfucker he's a piece of shit. And yeah, he's all of that. But I was the idiot that fell for the scam.
His words came out harsh, but all he is truly saying is have accountability. I have no issue. I have no issue with accountability. I have no issue saying I should not have gotten pregnant with that man. I should not have had 2 baby daddies and then turn around and let my 3rd boyfriend get me pregnant.
Right.
I don't think accountability is the issue. What I do believe is you kicking it with the D-boy. You are having sex with the D-boy. Birth control, no birth control. Who knows? The D-boy knows I am about to impregnate this woman. Y'all know when y'all landing between.
How does he know he's about to do that?
When he
this is the
feels the
stupidest thing to
release,
me.
when he feels the release of those eggs leaving his
How
nut
does
sacks.
Some of them think they got a cold pullout game too now.
Well, no. Not only that. You know
That's
that
a childish method.
You know everything has to align for a person to get pregnant. It has to be the right time in the month.
I'm glad y'all said
It has
that.
to be in the right place.
I'm gonna let you
So
go ahead. Go ahead.
Who knows?
Y'all are not
What
eating with
person
that. I'm
knows?
gonna be completely honest with you. I in school. I'm talking about school, college, anything. They do not teach women. Even your doctor do not teach women to know or how to keep up with an ovulation calendar. You know what's the easiest thing for a man to do is not come in a woman. I can't.
Right,
why you on top of me say is, oh my
what
God,
you need
wait, I think today's the day I'm going to ovulate.
What you need to
The
do,
moon and the stars are connected. My cycle is going to start on this month. The
what you need to
bloodstream from
do
my
is
head.
make a poster.
When all you
Make a
have to do is
poster.
stop. All
Make
you
a
have to do is not.
Make a poster. Say swallow, don't absorb.
All the woman have to do is say.
All the man have to do is not
without the
come in
latex.
her.
No sex without the latex.
So
no, that's definitely a big one. That's definitely a
it
big
be y'all
one.
women that be talking about, oh, I can't do no condom.
I don't like that. I'm allergic to condoms.
I want to feel the skin.
I want to feel it.
Well, one thing we can't take.
We know y'all fooling around with the same floozies in the same
we can't
circles.
take what's not given. Women is the only one can give.
Yeah, we can give, and then y'all give it right back.
So I should be single until I'm 40?
You should have been married before you were a mother.
You're right. You're right.
That's the point. That's why that's old wisdom. Marry before you carry. Because when you get here, all the choices are bad. And y'all want good choices after bad decisions. It doesn't work. And it ain't the men's fault.
So when he told me to have this baby and get me pregnant, it ain't his fault.
Nope.
Because I decided to go through with
Yep.
it. You're right. You're right. So I guess, okay, so I give my criticism. So basically, my question for you is what I can do, and you're basically telling me I should just be single. I ain't gonna
You
get
should
no
marry your
man to
child's
love me or
father.
my child.
Well, no, here's the thing. What you have to understand is the men out here who don't have children don't want to deal with a woman who couldn't submit to her baby daddy. They don't want to deal with baby daddy issues. They don't want to pay for another man's child.
Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels, a man who died underneath the same women he bashed on a daily basis.
He woke a lot of men up, though. And it was a place for him. He woke a lot of simps woke up listening to him. So yeah, R.I.P. to the Godfather. But his main thing was making men, because his show was first about men and women take accountability, and that was his main thing. A lot of the stuff he said was just to try to make men who thought they knew it all and women who thought they had it all figured out take accountability. That was his main thing. But I like the way he say, "Yep, no," because I be doing that when I'm talking to folk. And that was my first time seeing him do that when I saw that video. But accountability. Because at first my thing was, because like I say, I go by a lot of how I grew up and what I saw, and we knew to have condoms on us. And like I say, it was weird when I started seeing women with condoms. That made me know that she was kind of highly sexually active, and that wasn't really, what I wanted. But also it could have just been a precautionary measure because of how she was raised. Maybe her mom then was like, "Hey, always have a condom because you never know, blah, blah." So condoms was always, big in when it came, if you knew you was gonna be sexually active. And the way it happened, I had snuck out the window one time, and Dad's sister worked across the street at a factory, and she seen me climb out the window. I left, probably came back about 2 hours later. The next day when I got home from school, it was a big 72-ounce yellow box of Trojan condoms in my room. And I was embarrassed as shit because I didn't think, they knew nothing, but I'm like, why did he give me these condoms? And so Austin to tell you, every time we went, "Hey man, you got your condoms?" I'll pass them out because I had 72 of them bitches. And at that time, he gave me the speech like the next day. He let my little embarrassment die down. Then the next day, he was like, "Hey," gave me that long speech about you don't want to create no kids and you in school, blah, blah, you need to get your education, blah, blah. So he gave me that whole speech. But like I say, from that day on, I was the condom man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about if they needed a condom, hey man, hey, I got you. So I'm a firm believer in once the baby is conceived, you is just as responsible. Regardless of what we say and talk on here, we knew we were responsible. That's why I said by any means necessary is now for you. It's time. Playtime is over. It's time to provide and take care of that child if you're not going to marry him, which, like I say, Kurt them and my brother them, they married theirs. But we were more like, if you take care of it, if it don't work, just make sure you're there to take care of it. So our mindset was you have to take care of that child. And that's why Austin put emphasis on taking care of that child. Because once that child hit, playtime is over. You get what I'm saying? As soon as that child come out that womb, playtime over. You got to be there now. But anything before that, it depends on how your relationship is with that woman. So,
hey, group, I gotta hop off. Got to get up at 3:30.
Do your thing, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Nice talking to you, Kirk.
Ladies, y'all take care.
Kirk, where you condoms? Where you condoms, Kirk?
Where you condom, man? We don't need no more.
I'm shooting blanks, boy. I'm shooting blanks.
Oh, okay. No more Kirk alerts around here now.
Shooting blanks.
Oh, okay.
I can't.
All right, make sure now.
He can't either.
That's what a lot of them thought. You know what I'm saying? Then one pop up. So
I've been with her 17 years. I've been with her 17 years. We ain't got no kids.
Hey, it could be that 18 year. You just never know.
Well, she had me a baby. I tell you what, I'm gonna take care of it.
I know that's.
Boy, get out of here, man.
All right. Good night, y'all.
Good night, Kurt.
And my son said, "Dad, they think you did it." At that point.
I got one more that I wanted y'all to see before we start back. Hold up.
I want to be clear about something. I want to be 100% clear about something. You do not know how somebody is going to act until you get pregnant. That man could be a stand-up man. And once you get pregnant, it's a flip of the switch. It's married people going through these situations with their husbands who were good men. Don't y'all see the amount of women that get unalived by a man because they got pregnant by this man, but the man was acting so great before they got pregnant. They would have never thought this man would have unalived them. Stop coming at women because they get pregnant by a man that they thought was a good man because of what that man was showing them until they got pregnant. Stop placing the blame on the women. Where is the accountability for the man? People do not hold these men accountable. Not their parents, not their friends, and not themselves. Men get women pregnant. Stop blaming women for keeping their babies.
And that's kind of the speech that my mom gave me when I didn't want a woman who had children at all. I was in college, and she overheard me on the phone talking about this female that was trying to holler at me, and I didn't want her because she had a child. And so she gave me that speech about men selling women dreams, and she got pregnant by him, and and all that stuff. So I think she had 2 kids or some shit, and I was like, nah, but I'm fresh out of high school, and I'm like, shit, a woman with a child.
I feel like at that age, that's a logical decision to make. I think
Yeah,
where I turn my nose is that there are men who have 2 or 3 children by 2 or 3 women, but would not date a woman with 2 or 3 men. I mean, 2 or 3 children by 2 or 3 men.
But like Austin tried to explain to you, Anthony, the difference in that is that
Y'all say
man
that, I
has
know,
5,
the
the
women
man
have
that has
kids, the
10
man
kids,
don't.
he has 10 kids. Guess what? When she come over to his house and he's a bachelor, that house clean, ain't no kids running around there. She ain't got to feed them kids. She ain't got to do shit. All she see when she open that door is him and Hard, whatever.
What a
That's
loser.
it. And
But back to the accountability thing. That's
yeah,
another thing. All the accountability has been poured into the women's bucket. I don't hear no accountability to the men from the men.
True. That's not
it
true.
is accountability for the man.
You getting pregnant, you keeping the baby, you I don't hear no accountability coming from the men's end.
That's not true. We have said that men should be responsible, and we said that both parties are equally responsible for getting pregnant, causing the pregnancy, because it takes the two
But
of
I
them.
don't think Anthony understands that
That's
if a man have 20 kids, that wherever, whether they in Canada, Alaska, wherever, he got 20 kids over the globe. But when he go to her house, he's seeing 5 crumb snatchers. It's a difference.
And
that sounds absolutely. I understand exactly what you're saying. It just sounds absolutely ridiculous.
But it's real, because that woman, you gotta see that child.
That
every
sounds
day.
ridiculous. He was saying that I didn't understand the fact that man has 10 kids across the globe that you're clearly not taking. Whatever it is, the case
We
may
can
be,
say
you're not taking care of because
let's just say he's taking care of all of them.
Then why they not at your house? Then why they not at your house?
Because they going to school. They in college.
Oh, we talking about grown ass kids. We talking about the crumb snatchers you just put on the broad. You got 10 crumb snatchers.
They live with their mom, is what I'm saying. They don't live with the dad. They come over every now and then.
They can come over on the weekends.
She don't get it. She's not gonna understand.
I mean, that the
I definitely get it. It just sounds silly. I definitely get it though.
Okay.
You were saying that the woman is going to accept the fact you have kids because she do not see your kids. You're not going to accept the fact that woman has kids because the kids are at her house.
It's easier to accept, because it's out of sight is out of mind, right?
Yes.
So
I'm not saying what you're saying is not a fact. I'm just saying it's a silly
You just don't
thing.
get why it's a
No.
It's a thing.
I get it. No. I get what you are saying. It's just ridiculous. I'm not saying what you are saying is ridiculous. I'm saying the fact that a woman would accept. I have been in the dating world before I've gotten in my relationship now. I was not dating a man that has 2 or 3 kids, that has 5 kids, that have 6 kids. And I've met men that when we eventually hit the, do you have kids? Yeah, I got 6. I faded away like that little boy in that meme who ends up disappearing in those bushes, Homer Simpson. 6 kids.
You know why?
And you don't have none of them kids here. She got all the kids. You got 6 freaking kids, and they're not in your life. They're
They in
not
his
here.
life. They
Every
just not
time I
at his
come over
house
here,
every day. They
there's
don't
no
live
kid.
with him.
When I come here, there's no baby proof shit.
Yeah.
There's no. It's just you're in a bachelor. You're living a bachelor's life, and that woman got 6 kids at her house that she is sweating trying to take up every 5 minutes. It just hell no.
With his money, because he paying money for the child, and he go to all the birthdays. He buy all the school clothes, and he with them in the holidays, and he get his weekends.
So
he doing what he's supposed to do. They just don't live together. He's with the kids are with the mother 24/7.
Well, I think we need to start advocating for full custody on these men. That should be the next topic. Men get full custody.
That's no such
Yeah,
thing as
I got full custody of mine.
Well,
in Texas, there's no such thing as full custody.
I have full custody of mine. Mom, nothing. Me. But yeah, so that's the difference. He have to take on that whole family. Let's just say 3 babies, 3 baby dads. The youngest one, that guy still gonna feel like he don't want nobody raising his kid. You know what I'm saying? And it may be all 3 of them like that. And now here they go popping up with trying to hold their chest. It's just too much BS to go through when you know your worth and
you have full custody, what you just said, and so your kids stay there with you and your wife.
Mm-hmm.
And those are not her children.
Right.
And she accepted them children as her own, and with what comes with you with those children.
Right.
Would you have done the same thing with her?
And what comes with, well, one of them is with me. And I took on her daughter. She had a daughter. So
they came in 1 and 1.
1 and 1.
Okay.
You know, so it like I say, it works. But if she came in with 3, it'll be kind of hard. Like you said, I said what I said, but it depends on that situation. I don't care for 2 and 3, you know what I'm saying, different baby daddies, especially if they're coming around. You know what I'm saying? If they chest out, well, where my kid at? Looking upside nigga head. I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? So I just choose not to put myself in that situation.
And at one point I accepted a relationship with this girl. She had 2 kids, 1 dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
He
gonna be coming over there a lot.
Nah, he wasn't. But we ended up not making it. Met her a few years later. She's like, "Where you been?" I've been married. What you talking about? And at this time, so she was like, "I've been looking for you. I missed you, blah, 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 blah." But the thing is, she had added 3 more kids by 3 different dudes.
No, sir.
And I was like, "I'm married, so you can just keep looking."
Hey, I close your eyes. She ain't gotta look.
I mean, I gave you I took under consideration that you had 2 kids. I had one at that. I had one at that time.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm cool with that.
No, sir.
I said I can deal with that. But then you come back and you have 3 more kids.
No, sir.
I apologize. It was 2 dudes. It was the same dad of the 2 kids, and then another dude. I think he put 1 or 2 on her. So anyway, I was like, nah, I'm good. Number 1, I gotta buy too many pizzas. You know what I'm saying? I can't even buy 2 pizzas. I got to buy like 6.
Yeah, I started to bring it up. Taking that all them out to eat.
Yeah, if I go into McDonald's, I got to buy like,
$100 worth of food.
Got a dollar burger for everybody, a dollar fry for everybody.
Yeah, try $2. They $1.99 now.
Yeah.
We don't even go there no more.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do all that.
No, can't do it. Sorry.
So the thing is, so where were the fathers that she was walking through the mall looking for somebody else to tag? Nowhere, because she had all the responsibility of those kids. Even though the dads may get them occasionally, she had full-time responsibility of caring for those kids. So the next dude that came in, if he was to move in with her or they started to stay together, then they would have had full-time responsibility for those kids.
And then you laying in the bed, and then the kid that ain't yours crawling up between y'all. It just it's rough. It's just rough. It's hella rough, man. You don't see it, but man, it's rough. And then, like I say, these days, men want to be territorial when it comes to her moving on. So here he come. Oh yeah, see the nigga truck outside your house, because he was used to probably coming by hitting it every now and then. And then a brother like me ain't gonna allow that.
The thing is, the only thing is with this situation, I get exactly what you fellas are saying. My whole point, y'all not seeing my point because y'all are using selective hearing. When I like how you and your wife are 1 and 1, you're giving what you're taking, is what I'm saying. That's all I've been saying. Give what you are taking. You have 3 kids by 3 different women, but you're not gonna date. And I'm not talking about when you did not have children, when you were in college, when you were this, when you were that. I mean, if you were to leave your relationship right now and you have 3 kids, you meet a woman that has 3 kids, and you're like, oh hell no, I ain't fooling with that. But you have 3 children of your own, so but if she was to walk up to you,
because
and
you do not want to multiply that. You don't want to multiply that by that minute.
And then a lot of women don't care about that. You do, Anthony.
Yeah.
But a lot of women don't care. Even Lotto got a song, I don't care about your bodies. Women are not messed up. Not too many women are messed up about bodies or babies or none of that. That's more of a man personal thing. Because if you're a man of value, meaning morals, you're gonna look at that woman and you're gonna say, what can I afford? So if I look at her and I see she got 5 kids, do I want, I still want nice things. I still travel. I still want this. I still want that. Whether their father's in their life or not, there's always a chance that shit happens and that father's not in their life. Go to jail, dead, but most of them leave them alone because they can't hit it no more. So now you're stuck taking care of these kids, especially they staircase kids. Let's just say 2, then the other one 4, 5, and 7. You know, and they got these staircase. And then when you buy, like Austin said, when you buy one pizza, you got to buy a whole lot of pizzas to take care of all them. When it's time to go school shopping, you finna spend $2,000 shopping for everybody. So it's like, can you afford that? So when you see all these beautiful women with all these staircase kids, and you looking at what you like to do, all that shit gotta stop. So are you willing to shut down everything you got going on to take care of all these kids that's not yours? That you have to see every day.
Right.
And so that means it gets a little.
And I think
deeper.
my point would be a little bit more valid if there was a lot more full custody fathers, but it's not.
It's more rising because women don't want the kids. And they don't want them. I got a friend right now.
And I feel like women are a lot more willing to go into stepmother role than fathers are to go into stepfather roles.
This woman that we know right now also knows the guy. His girl threw her child that she already had, plus the child he had with her, on him. And she living her life. They not even married. He's taking care of her child that she got with another guy, and the child he had with her. He taking care of both of them, and she just carefree, doing what she want to do, traveling and hanging out. So more men are doing it, and the women don't mind because women, this is a sexual sex culture, hookup culture, where you do what you want. You want to just fucking travel, you know, and so they don't mind dropping them kids off. Now, it's a lot of that going on. I don't even want them. You can have them, but a lot of times if they on child support, they'll still give the child to the father to live their best life. They won't take them off child support because that's how they're traveling. That's their extra travel money. So it's hell out there, Anthony. This is the world. I don't know what rock you was on, but the world ain't what it used to
That's
be.
off the topic. My girl could travel with that child support all she want to. That's off the topic. We ain't talking about her
Well, like I
traveling with
say,
that
she
child
gave
support.
the
But
topic was she gave the kid up to live her best life because she ain't
my
messed up
thing
about
is, if
having
she
a child.
no, what I was saying was, I think my point would be more valid if there were more fathers with full custody. You were saying you
Right,
was getting there, you were knocking on the door, and then you
right.
kicked the
But
door
like I
down.
say, she
I feel
right.
like, okay,
She
so if the
giving them
dad
up.
has full custody and you walking in the mall with them kids, this and that, there is a woman that will still be willing to date you if she's seen your children. There is a woman that's still willing to date you with
Yeah,
those kids in your house.
because a lot of women get turned on when they see a man with kids.
You niggas always find a way to win, don't you?
No, real nigga shit. Real nigga shit. When I was here and I was at the mall with my youngest, and Lotus to tell you, women was looking, oh, he got his son, you know, and they was, oh, he's so cute, and shit, that's just like a woman walking with a damn Pomeranian. You know what I'm saying? So women, they like that. Then some of them can't have kids, and so they see a man with a kid that shows that he's responsible. You know what I'm saying? He's a good father figure. If she
Y'all
do
don't
have
see
a
that shit
child,
when y'all see the women?
hell no, because that woman be getting it up. All we see is she got slutted out. No, I'm just kidding.
That is awful.
But
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
He ain't kidding.
he
But
sure wasn't. That slipped off the tongue real fast.
no.
In the 1950s and 60s, things got even worse for black families. Welfare checks.
I don't know where that came up at. But yeah,
this is what men have to pick from. We don't know, and like you said, you don't know. It's very simple, ladies. There's enough information out there. Marry before you carry. And if you marry, and here's a reality to my critics and detractors: when men on the dating scene see a mother who has a child outside of wedlock, it is our reasonable assumption that she wanted to be a single mother. She chose it because there is enough information. There's enough contraception. There are enough ways to prevent this from happening that no mother is out there without choosing to be this. She chose. And we're respecting that choice, that you didn't want to be a wife, that like so many women have said, having a baby is one thing, but being married is a whole nother thing. I'm strapped to him. I'm tied to him. What the fuck?
it's hell out there, Anthony. It'll be hard. I wouldn't want to get back out there in the dating world today. I don't think, in as much game as I have, I just don't. I mean, I know that I would, you know, but it ain't nothing I would want to jump in now.
Yeah, the dating world is full of piss. The dating pool is full of pee and doo-doo. And it's a whole lot of raw dogging going on.
Yeah.
AIDS and HIV is high and rapid. I feel like
people just don't. People don't care.
Even 10
It's a lot of
years ago,
selfish people
condoms
out
were
there
still
now.
condoms were still cool. Condoms were still cool 10 years ago. It was form of protection and whatnot. Nowadays, it's like I don't know. It's just too much.
You're a
Too much.
lame. You're a lame if you wear condom.
Yeah, that's the correct. Yeah, that's what it's giving.
Yeah, people just taking more risk these days.
Yeah, it's scary out here. It's spooky.
Yeah, and like I say, and that's the reason, because of how everything changed. That's the reason the rate, you know, is what it is. You know, it seemed like at some point a woman, and like I say, it's both of their responsibilities, but I just feel like that woman ought to, like I said, I've met responsible women that was like, you know, where your condom at? We ain't doing this. And a lot of these dumb guys go with that woman that's saying she's on birth control. I don't trust that crap. I didn't trust that. Oh, you took your birth control, right? I don't trust that. Me and Lotus, we lost about three. She had like 3 miscarriages because we just kept trying and trying. So the one we have now is a miracle baby because we were just trying and trying. But before we became the trying and trying, we were, hey, where you at? No, I can't do it right now. Damn, I forgot to go get a condom. I would have to get up in the middle of the night and go catch a goddamn liquor store or something. I'll run in Walmart real quick when it was 24 hours just to get a goddamn condom. And that's in the middle of us caressing. This is the middle of foreplay. Damn, shit, I ain't got none. I was gonna go in the morning, but if I wanted at night, I had to go to Walmart.
And my second son, after I was married at the time, after my wife got pregnant, I knew I didn't want to have any more kids. So I went and got vasectomy.
Boom, 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 boom.
To make sure that I didn't impregnate anyone, because I knew I was going to end up divorcing her, but to make sure I didn't impregnate anyone after my son was born.
You know, so that was a form of responsibility. So he knew he was going to be out there raw dogging. So he got the clip, the snip.
Yep.
I don't want nobody messing with the family jewels. So I just keep wearing these goddamn these condoms. You know, I keep getting these Magnum because I can't do the snip. You know.
Well, I went ahead and had a reverse.
When I hear that, I have to close my legs.
Yeah, I had a reverse, and now I got this lip one laying up in my arms now.
Then now you just got to get him a little boy, and he'll be done.
No,
he'll be done.
I'm good.
So yeah, Anthony, it's critical out there, but you know, they getting it up, and we just preaching to ours. You don't want to tell them to, you don't want to turn them into not wanting a relationship, but the key thing is to let them know to finish school. If you know you want to go on to college and do bigger things, you might want to wait before you decide to start having children. So until then, you make sure you pop in your contraceptives on a regular basis, and that whoever you mess with wearing a goddamn condom. Because like you say, they gon' do what they do. All we can do is preach and let them know, because she know one thing, even though mom love kids, but mom love kids that's not her grandkid. You know, like we got a little child over here now. We have company now, and mama love playing with the kid, but mama like playing with the kid and then getting it back and then that child gone. So we got a company here from out of town. That's not a permanent fix. And so when the daughter see mama playing with that kid, I always slide over to the side. You know, that kid gonna be gone this weekend, don't you? You know that, don't you? That's not something mama want. You know, because I'm not gonna be, you know what I'm saying, doing nothing. You know, that's not my intentions. I came from you made the child, you take care of the child. My parents didn't keep none of mine. I even tried, and then when they denied, I cut that shit all the way out. I was like, okay, that's what's up. So, nah, I didn't do it. They didn't do it for me, so I ain't doing it for nobody. So that's just how I am. But like we say, they both should be held accountable. But me personally, if mine was to get pregnant, I'm gonna blame her because she knew better. Kind of like what Kurt was saying with his. He told her everything, and she still went and created this child. So that's why a lot of times I say that it's the woman's fault. A lot of times, because if we preach this to them and they run off and create a child, get pregnant, you knew everything. You knew. So apparently, if I feel like you know and you went and messed up anyway, that was something you wanted to do. So that's just how I see that. I don't think that'll ever change. You knew what the fuck you was doing. Now, if you say I took everything, then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get the stomach pump to make sure she took the goddamn birth control. And she say I did this and that, and it still happened. Yeah, man, you know. But I'm gonna take you to the doctor. We finna get that stomach pump. I need to see when the last time you did.
So, Anthony, let me ask you a personal question.
Hell yeah.
So, you have a child, correct?
Yes.
And was it playing?
Tonight, yes.
In my opinion, yes. We did not sit and hold the conversation like I was talking about that earlier. People would sit and hold conversations about having children, but I knew I was not on birth control, and we weren't using condoms. I knew there would be a possibility that we would create a baby.
And you was fine with that.
I was fine with that.
Okay.
Now the thing that the women are saying now, I do believe that possibility is a thing. Like I guess they see a dream and they switch up. I knew the man that I was getting pregnant by is going to be a great father.
Mm-hmm.
I knew our relationship was strong. Could that have changed? Yes. But one thing I can't say for myself, I wouldn't have left him and created a baby with a different person.
Okay.
He would be. Now, I don't know. Any God forbid one of us pass, anything like that. I do not ever plan in life to have a baby with another person, even if me and him do not work out.
So when you,
I do not want kids with more than one person.
So if you get in a relationship, if you get in a relationship with another man and you get married and this man doesn't have any kids, you're gonna deny him having kids?
That's a hard pill to swallow. Where I'm standing right now in my mindset and my firm beliefs of where I'm standing right now, I do not want more than one child's father. I do not.
That's the perfect, perfect world. How long was it before you start going?
We have been together 5 years before we had our baby.
When you started, first time you let him go raw, and you was like, "Fuck it, I'm just finna. If we gotta get pregnant, I get pregnant. I trust him enough." How long did it take you?
That definitely was not the case. We had been together 5 years before we had. We had been together. We had been together 5 years before I got pregnant.
So he wore condoms for 5 years.
No, he did not. I was on birth control.
Okay, and you had that much trust in birth control for.
I definitely did.
Yeah, so the first time he knocked it off, he was raw.
Dang.
Yes, he was.
Oh wow.
Sweet. Oh, and tell him that Quinn said stop ducking him on PS5. He should have his game up by now.
Okay, I'll tell him.
We'll do this, then we get ready to set it down. Hold up.
Have y'all not noticed that there are so many freaking single moms right now? There are so many single moms. If you're a single mom and you're watching this, please like this video so I can prove my point. But the point is that there are so many single moms and it's getting out of hand. It's literally getting out of hand. What is going on with these men thinking that it's okay to make a child with somebody and walk out? Why are men nowadays so narcissistic? And if you're a man watching this and you don't agree, that's fine. That's fine. You're not one of them. You're not included in this. But for those of y'all that are walking out on your families thinking that shit is cool, you're making kids and walking out like it's nothing. What is wrong with you? Why are y'all so selfish? Do y'all not understand that these kids need a father figure? And if you're walking out and you're doing your duties because things didn't work out, I understand. But most of these men are just walking out and doing their own thing. Most of these men are just walking away from responsibility and leaving it all up to the woman. And that's not fair and it's not right. If you're going to be with somebody, then be with somebody. And do right by them. Okay? And women, do better choosing men. And this goes for me too. We have to do better. Because all these kids without their daddies and these single homes, like, what is going on? This is sad. This is really, really sad. It's become a norm. It's just become a norm.
And I applaud Anthony for taking the time and choosing her mate, because Austin and I preach this every time single mothers pop up or we talk about having babies out of wedlock. You found a man that you felt like was responsible, that would be there for you and the child in the event you did get pregnant. Many do not do that. They're going with the popular, like he say, you know him by Ray Ray. You don't even know his real name, and they laying down and get pregnant. At least you took your time to get to know yours, and so far, you did a good,
Wait. So here's the big question. Here's the big question. So you had 100%. You believed in your pills 100%. So
I was actually on the depot shot.
Okay, so you were on the shot.
Yeah.
So, but with that, he wasn't the only one you allowed to shoot up the club.
Now, I was one of those ones that DJ Black was running from. I kept condoms.
Okay.
Yeah. I volunteered in high school for volunteer work at Planned Parenthood Center. We did scenarios with children across with the prisons. We went to girl group camps, went to not prisons. Dang, what is it? What is it when you work? You
work release
job
program?
No. Job Corps. We went to Job Corps and we spoke with kids and adults and things of that nature.
Y'all had the free condoms.
We did. We had condoms. We talked about AIDS, HIV. We talked about consent, non-consent, teen pregnancies, things of that nature, abortions. We talked about a lot of heavy subjects, and we had to also do research on it. We couldn't just go out talking about it. We had to watch videos about gonorrhea. We had to watch videos of gonorrhea and herpes lips and genital warts and all sort of stuff. So I was very terrified when I first started to have sex. Mind you, I lost my virginity after high school.
Oh.
I beg your pardon?
I was like, that was impressive.
Okay, yeah.
Which disease did you get though?
How many? What now?
I said, which disease did you get though?
Now one. I was very terrified of stuff like that.
Yeah, that's how my girl was.
I was very terrified of stuff like that. I was very much like,
was it because of moms?
The first time, not really. Like my mom grew up in a whole different era. Sex was a very taboo thing to talk about.
Okay.
We didn't talk about me getting a period until almost 2 weeks from my actual period to start. And it was like one day she was like, I should probably talk to her about this. We talked about it in school. And we had little girl seminars, and the nurse came and had all the girls come to the auditoriums, and we would talk about stuff like that. But at home, we did not talk about menstrual cycles and sex and things of that nature until one day my mom was like, it's probably best we talk about it right now because your period probably going to start soon.
She showed you how to roll up that tissue and put it in your underwear?
She did not. I actually did not. She did not. I had to teach myself how to wear a tampon, and I watched this video of these girls. They used a kid arm floaty.
White girls used to wear them,
and they put the tampon inside of the floaty, and they show you how to put it. That's how you put it inside yourself. My mom didn't.
White girls use them.
Conversations like that made my mom extremely nervous. But what she did know is like when I did start my period, I couldn't have guys as friends anymore. I didn't notice everything was very nerve-wracking to her. I couldn't play with boys. We would play after church and wrestle and fight and stuff. I couldn't do none of that anymore. It was my world had changed because I had started my cycle. So it just my mindset when I first started having sex was even on birth control, you still can give me a disease. Men are so easy, no shade, all tea. Men are so easy. You don't care when you get it, how you get it, y'all horny all the time. That freaks me out. Y'all horny a lot. I'm not even your person. And you horny. It just gets, no, you probably got that AIDS. You trying to give me them AIDS. You get away from me. So when it came to me getting into a relationship, and I'm with my person, that was a totally different ball game.
So Austin, go ahead and ask the other one.
Who asked AJ?
Oh, AJ sleep.
Yeah, she probably is.
Shit, AJ been sleep. You ain't know?
Yeah, I figured that because I ain't heard her mouth in a minute.
Hell no, she been sleep. But you start talking about taking away that goddamn welfare and them goddamn food stamps, she gonna wake her ass up.
That was
You know, she
I
gonna
can't
wake
wait
her
till my
goddamn
girl do
ass
wake
up
up. I'm gonna
then.
tell her all this shades I throw it.
That's what she wasted all our energy on that.
Hell yeah, you got time when you did that shit. Cause she talked about that shit
Y'all
for a
mad because
goddamn hour.
AJ was definitely letting y'all have it. She was reading y'all down. She was letting you, George, she was letting George, she was letting all y'all have it.
She
Nah,
wasn't doing shit.
what she was letting was them
Tying
folks
herself
get away
up.
with them food stamps that shouldn't have been getting them. That's what she
Yeah,
was letting.
yeah. Don't you take that away from people who need it. I can see her neck and shit twisted now.
And them commodities.
Ain't it? She love them. She like that damn peanut butter and that cheese.
Yeah, I don't care if they went in a G-Wagon and put it in there.
Hey,
As long as they gave me half of the cheese and a quarter of the peanut butter.
hey, she didn't give a damn.
Yeah, we'll pay for this. This is all being documented.
That's that A Jizzle. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we let her get her rest. She get an excuse. She be tired. She going through her little thing. But yeah, as far as
Yeah, y'all see this accountability?
As far
I'm
as
taking.
accountability.
Yeah. A clear example. You see this accountability I'm taking? Men can't do this. Why y'all can't do this? So y'all always got excuses. Y'all always got the things. It's always a but a what, but a
real.
coulda.
But it's real. It's real. You know? You know what y'all say? Y'all say y'all want to keep it real, right? Y'all want to keep it 100, ain't it? 1,000. So yeah, shit, that's real.
I feel like I definitely keep it 1,000. Me and my partner was having raw sex, but I was also on birth control. When I got off birth control, I knew there was a possibility I could get pregnant.
And you was fine with that. And you and at that time you just with one person. You wasn't jumping around.
Yes, I was with one person. But I
you
also do feel like I wish a lot of people, I don't want to even say because I did it. I just mean in general for the babies. For the babies took a time to get to grow and know the person that you're going to have a baby with.
I mean,
there's a lot of broken
point.
homes. I do understand divorce and things of that nature. I do believe life brings about a change, and shit does. In that case, that is something that's happened. But we attempted to have a family. We're just not working out, and that is going to cause an unhealthy situation. But I do believe there is a lot of Ray Nims and folks out here getting pregnant by the Ray. Ray got 7, 8, 9 women pregnant, 2 at one time. It just be a lot of shit going on where both parties are at fault.
Yeah. And it's just it's relationships is work. You have to want to be in them. And you just happen to, you sound content and happy. I don't see you as a person that has wandering eyes from the way you talk on here. And that's like you said, that's hard to that's rare, you know. It's very rare that someone meet their person and stay true to them, especially today with social media, the inboxes, the sneaky links, and you know, and all that. And women are more horny now. Women be in guys' DM begging, and that's some scary crap right there. You know, I'm like, God damn, you know, and that's a turn off. So it's like, it's out there. But like you say, both parties are responsible. But me personally, just like you were one of the girls who carried the condoms, I grew up watching women carry, you know, condoms, and we carried condoms. I just feel like the penetration stage is really up to the woman. I understand the guy, but a lot of times that woman is front line. Like you say, you knew once you stopped getting the shot that there was a possibility you would get pregnant. So that means you knew it and you were prepared. I know women that lie like they still was, getting shots and still on birth control and wasn't. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I hadn't taken them in 2 weeks and I'm late. I hadn't taken that in 2 months and I'm late this month. So I don't know. I just was, both need to be accountable, but the woman, if it was, she gave consent to make that happen. It's just more her to me. You know what I'm saying? But once it's there, once the baby is conceived, it's both of their responsibility. But I just feel like that woman, no sex without the latex. She have her damn condoms in a purse or whatever if she's gonna be doing that. I just feel like because she's the one that's gonna be stuck with it. If I knew I'm the one that's gonna be stuck with this child on my hip, going everywhere that I want to go, I gotta take this child. Not go if I can't find nobody to keep the child. That's not something I want on me. So as a woman, God knew not to make me no goddamn woman, because I'd be putting niggas through hell. Because I
I
ain't
need to
finna get
start
pregnant.
getting on the Facebook Live. I don't be seeing these comments.
Yeah, I was trying to pull them up on here, but because some coming in now, but I'm on this other phone. I gotta figure out how to see it so I can bring them to the stage. But it's showing crazy stuff on here.
They're showing where we can see them, but
But I go through the StreamYard and I be connected to the YouTube. So if I go to the Facebook, it's gonna all start like tripping.
No, I'm on StreamYard and I can see them.
See, I don't be seeing these. I can see it now. This is my first time ever seeing these.
If you look on comments, if you're on StreamYard, you have.
Yeah, but I only see 2 here. That's Kirk saying, "Let me in."
No, you're looking at the private
Not
chat.
that one. You're looking at the private.
Look on the comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how you look at
Okay, so the female looking for a come up, and the guy's looking at the chops. And that's what I was saying last week, Anthony. We like women that's a challenge. Anybody that's easy, that the guy up the road
easy,
can
baby.
get.
Howard
The guy up
comes
the
on road.
road.
Not all men are easy. Y'all are easy. Y'all are
No.
easy. Easy peasy,
No.
lemon squeezy.
Not us.
I'm telling you, there was a
You'll
poll.
be amazed of the women we turn down.
There was a poll, and I don't even mean having a preference to turn it down. I mean, there was a poll about how there's male serial killers versus women serial killers, and how men really can go out of the way, act like Ted Bundy, acting like his arm was broken, and oh my God, can you help me put this in my car? My leg is broken. Going after a woman's sympathy, or catching her walking down the alley, something like that. That woman who was, I can't think of her name. She was executed on my mother's birthday. I think it's Irene. Was killing men in the back of her car as a prostitute. Was knocking them off, knocking them off, knocking them off, knocking them off, knocking them off. Women weren't just going to hop in men's cars, besides prostitutes that are selling it on a casual basis for sex to get knocked off. This woman was literally knocking off men because they were trying to get sex. They were trying to have sex.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey Dahmer was knocking off those men who were coming to his home to have sex.
Oh yeah, a lot of them are like that. They're weak. I call them tender dick today. But nah, we always we learn how to have D control. I know I did at a young age, so that wasn't no.
Hey, Black, what's that song? I don't want it if it's that easy. Who was that? Was that Digital Underground?
You talking about Tupac?
Please. Yeah.
I don't want it if it ain't easy.
I get around.
Some don't tease me. I don't want it if it's that easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we didn't
go to jail for rape.
Who? Shock G?
Tupac made that statement.
Oh, okay.
Tupac
But
made that
yeah,
statement.
we
Just because he went to jail for rape, that doesn't actually mean he did the rape.
Taking coochie.
no, it ain't that serious. But yeah, both parties take responsibility. But I just feel like women needs to protect themselves because you're the one that's going to be stuck with that child.
Yeah.
And while you
There's
stuck
no
with the
such
child,
thing as
see, my mom
accidental
used to preach
babies.
this. My mom used to preach everything I'm saying to my sister, and so you're the one that's going to be stuck with that child. And she said she's not rocking them, so she's going to be the one stuck with that child. Needless to say, my sister didn't have her first child till she was well out the house because of what mom preached. So women needs to protect themselves and be more aware of who you laying down with, and the guys too, because you're like they say, your woman, you got to choose your enemy because you and that woman break up and y'all got kids together, she gonna be your enemy. So 8 times out of 10. So men, and like I said, Austin and I preached this so much on earlier podcasts. Each party needs to be, they need to choose who they choose to procreate with wisely. You just have to. All these one night stands and like the guy was saying, you need to kind of know the person because bringing kids in this messed up world today is not what you really want to do with somebody who you don't really know.
I highly agree with that.
Yeah, so that's how we feel on that. That's my take on it. Austin, your take, and then we're gonna get Anthony, and then we're gonna see if we can hear AJ snoring. That'll be her breakout.
I mean, you said it all. I mean, I think both parties should take accountability and responsibility for creating the child, and that you should get to know a person because there is always a likelihood or a possibility that a child could be created if you're having sex. So whether you're wearing a condom or you're on a depot shot, there's still always that slight chance and slight possibility. So you have to be careful about who you're sleeping with because that person's going to be in your life forever if you all have a kid. So, so again, just be responsible. Just be responsible.
All right, AJ. Anthony.
So going off the topic, Black men are the least to marry, yet have the most BMs. Who should be held accountable? I think if we start staying on topic and not always shifting it to the women, this was about y'all. This had nothing to do with us. This is about y'all. What I feel, what I feel is, say for instance, okay, we're gonna close it. Say for instance, me and my person do break up. Like I said, I'm not going to have any more children. What if he goes out and have 6 more kids with 5 more women? I'm still choosing I'm still choosing to stay with I'm still choosing to only have one child. I don't want to have any more kids with anybody else because I don't want to have multiple children's fathers.
Can he come back and make a child with you?
If he's went out and had more children, no.
Okay, so his next child, if he had one more child and that relationship don't work, and he said, I realized that I shouldn't have left you. You the best thing I ever had. Accept me back. Let's get married.
No, we will not be having no more kids.
Better yet, if you went and found the person that's supposed to be your person again.
She not having no kids.
And he said, babe, I really want us to create our own family also. Would you say no? I have to go get my first baby's father.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She gonna go and get it from the first baby father, and he gonna have to raise it. They're gonna do that artificial insemination.
We're
She
gonna
may
have
even
to
get
do
it
something
sperm.
because all my children have to look alike. They all have to have the same dad. We were talking about preferences and shit the other day. That is my preference. I apologize. I probably won't even be trying to get married. Who knows? I only want to have one kid. I mean, I only want to have one baby's father.
All right. So what if you slip up?
It would be no such thing.
Oh
It
no,
would be
it
no
can
such
be a
thing.
such thing. It can be
It's
a
no.
such thing.
I highly do not believe in that. I'm being dead ass serious. When y'all asked me the question, I was completely honest with y'all. I stopped taking birth control. I
I
knew
know.
if there was a possibility I could get pregnant. There is no way if I slip. There's no such thing as slip up to me. There's no such thing as accidental babies to me. There's no such thing as accidental babies to me at all
Oh, yeah,
whatsoever.
there's some.
I don't know. It situations can happen though, Anthony.
Now I don't know. Now, as far as
Getting
I know, the
drunk.
science of birth control, there is a 1 in a million chance. We talking about the rarest chances in the world for you to be on birth control and still get pregnant.
So what if you get on a medication that kind of nullified your birth control?
I think those are the chances, like things of that nature, not the birth control itself. Like then guess what? And if you did not do your research, I don't know. I'm pretty sure when your doctor asks, "Are you on birth control?" Okay, listen, this medicine I'm about to give you is going to counteract that birth control. So you need to be looking at condoms, or you need to hold off until you get past this medical phase. No
Spray
doctor is
that
going to
spray that
prescribe you
non-actual
something.
stuff up.
So
There's
what
no
you're
doctor that's
saying
going
is
to prescribe you a medicine without letting you know that that's going to knock your birth control off the walls. You're going to be.
so what you're saying is you're gonna make him wait until your condition improves.
No,
Unless
she said she's
just
gonna
one
use
night,
condoms.
just
Other
one night
forms
he
of
decided to,
contraception.
No.
pull them pennies to the side.
No.
She
I'm
she's
not
not
saying.
she's
I'm
not
not
gonna
saying
stop
that.
having sex now.
I'm
You
not
see, that's what
saying.
she's not gonna
I'm
do.
not saying that. But what I am saying is, if I do end up pregnant, I'm not going to act like I did not know how this happened. This was an accident. That's what y'all was at. That's what y'all was saying. Slip ups and shit. I'm not going to turn around and say that was an accident. I did not expect that to happen. That's not gonna be a logical, real thing. I'm not saying that. Yeah, I'm not saying that I wouldn't have sex, but I would say if I end up pregnant, I'm not gonna be looking around dumbfounded saying I don't know how that happened.
Okay, so again, so if you got pregnant by someone else, then what are you going to do?
Oh, I won't be having sex with nobody else. We talking about if me and him break
So
up.
if you and him break up, then you just celibate for the rest of your life.
No.
I was gonna say cap.
No, no, see
No,
now you know she ain't gonna stop
I'm
having no
going to be on
goddamn
birth
sex.
control. I'm going to be on birth control. Y'all
She
want
ain't
this?
finna
Y'all want
do,
this
she ain't
out?
finna do no
Y'all want this
celibacy.
outside baby to happen so bad? That outside baby is dead.
And
It's not gonna happen.
again, what if something happens? What if you that 1 in a million
Then
that
I'm gonna
happens?
send it to. Then I'm going to send it back to the Lord.
Okay, I
Wow.
was wondering that too. That was gonna be my next question.
And if it's
I'm
outside
not
of that
pro
time
life.
frame,
If
if
we're
it's
gonna go
outside of
there, I'm pro life. I'm very much woman's body, woman's choice. You can send it back
that,
to God, keep it, leave it, give it up to the adoption lady, whatever you want to do with it.
so if it's outside of that time frame where you can legally have an abortion, then you're saying you go ahead and push it out and send it on through the
Then
system.
James, I guess I'm just fucked. If we're gonna go through all these scenarios,
Hey,
if we're gonna go through
Well,
all these
they
scenarios,
say that's another reason why it's so many babies too. Peep this.
And can we talk about the reason why it's so many single black mothers? It's because most black women do not believe in abortions. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why. The statistic that came out, it said more than 42% of YT girls have had a abortion before the age of 18. Yeah. Because they mama will have them up there at that center before it opens and before the people come out there with them signs to go in there and get that taken care of.
I don't know if that's completely true because now no, the white girl shit is definitely true. But I knew a girl in high school who had got pregnant our sophomore year in high school. Her mother took her to get an abortion, but her mother looked her dead in the eyes and said, if you get pregnant again, you have to keep your next one. That girl was pregnant our junior year in high school. I actually knew 2 girls in high school that had had abortions.
Yeah. I mean, and then to me, women be trying to get bragging rights that they don't, I ain't got no kids, but I'm like, hell, the only reason you ain't got no kids and you 30 years old is because you was going to the goddamn abortion clinic. So that don't count to me. That don't count.
Baby, kids
Yeah,
ain't
you
30,
need
is
you.
it?
So what?
Ain't no kids 30, is it?
It don't count. You still got pregnant though.
That lady ain't got no kids.
Yeah,
Kids
but
ain't
she was
30.
out there. She was in that goddamn abortion clinic. So you can't brag. I ain't got no kids. Help, you have some kids. You just got rid of them Waka Flockas. So don't come bragging like you was just so disciplined and you waited till you finished college so you had a
Oh
goddamn
yeah.
child now.
I'm big on
That,
honesty and accountability because I feel like when you keep it real, you can really reach a lot of people instead of trying to hide it and sugarcoat it and sugar it down. If you were honest about your abortions, people gonna judge no matter what. But yeah, I wouldn't be walking around just bragging about not having no kids. But I don't think
girl,
people would.
do you
I
know
don't
how
think
many
people would
do
just
that
walk
though?
around. I don't think people just want to walk around and brag that they got abortions though either.
They not gonna say they got an abortion, so they brag to say they didn't have any kids. And then when you talk to their brother or the sister get mad at her, then you find out. You don't want to. At least I ain't had no 4 abortions. I'm like, damn, 4 abortions. You know. So yeah, that's another thing. Y'all got to be careful who you letting know
And
your
there's no
business
such
too.
thing as accidental pregnancies. I think that's what we will get there from the jump. No such thing. It's accidental pregnancies. No such thing. No such thing as slip ups. No such thing.
I don't know about that. Because like they say, sometimes the condom break. And then lately, them guys been getting those cheap condoms, and I used to hear a whole lot of guys say the condom broke lately. Like that's a big thing now. Man, the condom broke, man. I don't know how true it is, but they say that.
Y'all be getting the magnums and y'all don't be on magnum level. That would be the
That's
issue.
what they be doing.
Y'all be getting magnums and
I
not
don't
on
know what the
magnum
hell they
level.
be doing. I just know they be saying the condom broke. You might have a point. You might have a point. But so her thing is no accidental pregnancies. You knew exactly what you were doing, so just hold yourself accountable. Like one of the guys said in the video, just accountability.
Yeah, I
You
think
know
we
what I'm
all
saying?
agree both parties should be accountable. I think that's something that went unanimous across the board. Both parties are accountable. After we had to dig it out of y'all. At first, y'all was throwing it off on the women. Y'all was throwing it off on the women. You and Austin, like
Somebody
y'all always
like
do.
Anthony on there. She alright. Every now and then she go all the way to the left, but for the most part, she alright.
Thank you, Howard. I need to start reading these comments.
She alright. But yeah, I don't
I've
know
been
what we're gonna hit
crowned
next week.
queen of the podcast. Thank you.
Yeah, she got your girl left you out there though, high and dry. I wouldn't want her in no goddamn fight with me. I'm just gonna keep it real.
My girl was fighting hard in the beginning. That when she got winded, she was fighting hard in the beginning. She was like, she was going
Yeah,
for our people and our rights. That's what she was doing.
ain't it?
She was
For them goddamn
frontlining for
food
us,
things.
for our people.
Right. For food stamps and welfare. She went off. I hate she missed well, yeah, she was on there with that girl getting that 3K. I had her with that. I think that's the last comment she made. Then she faded out. Cause they didn't put a limit on that now though.
And then I heard, but no, she was humming like because Kirk keep be talking, so she was I heard her giving some and some yes, and they slowly stopped.
Yeah, they have to pass out on y'all. But I think she on meds too, so she be trying though. Shout out to AJ.
But yeah, definitely shout out to AJ.
Shout out to AJ. But Anthony, we gotta get her flowers. She held it down tonight. She battled. She stood her ground. And so I guess next week, Austin, let's see what Anthony wanna tackle. next week, Anthony. So throw about 3 different ideas with a few statistics, and let's see what you want to talk about. Things that you feel like need to be discussed. Because I mean, I be going on some of them panels. You talk about we go to the left, them people be all the way to the left, and they be fucking
them
fighting
TikTok
on
panels
that.
them TikTok panels ain't for the weak.
Yeah. Cause them older women, when they mind made up on some shit, they mind made up. And then you have other guys in there. It's crazy because they be ready to fight on there. You talking to me, brother? I was like, damn. They be going out. Shit. Where you at? Where you at? I bet you did that, man. I was like, they crazy. But yeah, we try to keep it a little civilized, but come up with good topics. We can do a duo topic. But yeah, I hate y'all went on there when we was talking about the teachers and their attire. I feel like they need to just leave them women alone because they're not showing breasts. They just hippie. A lot of our women are curvy, and it is what it is.
And
So
it's
what you
only
want them to
our
wear?
women
Goddamn
that's getting
Protestant?
scrutinized for it.
But I was
It's
telling
only
Austin,
black
we had
women.
a teacher like that though. When we were in school. And Miss Chisley, I don't know if he remember Miss Chisley, but Miss Chisley was walking around there wearing them tight clothes, you know.
But I told you I went
But
to a private school. Everybody the teachers had a uniform and the students had a uniform. But what's crazy, even our teachers who were still hippie and had big butts, their butts are hanging out, not hanging out their skirt. They have big butts. They're big butted women.
yeah, that's what Kurt said. That
Yeah, they had uniforms like long blue navy skirts that went all the way to their ankles. That school did not play. That private school I was at, they didn't play. But then women still had large butts. They shirts had to be tucked in. They had to wear a certain little handkerchief around their neck. It wasn't like and it wasn't even as flattering as what this woman has on. These skirts were like heavy, like some that hang in a church choir. They were heavy skirts, and they still had big behinds.
the girl said church skirt.
Now
But yeah,
these teachers do be having a lot of ass. I don't know. I just I just feel like if I start I guess if I'm starting to see my son grades go up or down is when we're gonna have a protest. If my
you have to
son
go
is
through.
making all A's in your class, ma'am, keep that skirt as tight as you can keep it, baby. But yeah, if my son Grace is going up in this class because he love being up in here, it is motivation to watch you, then hey, I don't have nothing to say.
And this particular teacher here, they tried to get her fired. They called the school board and everything on this
She
one.
had that last picture you had on. She had that on at the school.
Not the one with the shirt up.
Oh, and that's another thing. Y'all hunting down these people's social medias. That's their private life. People hunt down their social medias and
Well,
really
I
try to
heard
hang
they're
them on
doing
the
that for
cross.
employment now too, Anthony.
I do too. That's why I be trying. I search any job I got. My manager. If I find your first and last name and I can search you, I go immediately on there and block you. I can't block everything, but I'm at least try to block your ass.
Yeah, a girl that came on here one time and she said that she lost her job because of her social media posts. So she was very discreet on what she was saying, and she never came back to the panel.
And I think it's a blessing and a curse because a lot of people do too much on social media. Some of this shit's supposed to be for entertainment and fun, sharing memes, jokes, da da da. Sometimes y'all get on here and y'all not you all, but people get on social media and show their ass.
Oh yeah.
Y'all get on social media and show your ass. This is
They
still a
want
public
to fight.
platform.
They want to do this. They talking all that, So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a
Then
lot of
they,
white folks losing their job due to this social media. Get on there saying racist shit, you niggers and stuff like that. Folks screenshotting and sending it to their corporate office.
oh yeah, you got to watch that, especially if you're trying to get a position and move up. They gonna say, so y'all gonna put her. I don't want her being my manager because of this and that. And they trying to get your job, and they showing you on there with your butt bent over, with a thong on.
But shout out to the black teachers. I hate that because You go to college, get your degree, all this, and you want to see children succeed, and the mama and the daddy is worried because you got hips and ass.
I think it's more of the mothers mad because their relationship's not good at home, and they know that dad gonna have to go up every now and then and pick that child up, and he looking at her compared to what he got at home. That's why I say I had to marry something that I like. I couldn't just marry anybody because she got good money and she got brains. I had to. You got to come with more than that with me, because I know me. You know what I'm saying? So shit. So when I see stuff, I'm like, all right, well, hell, I got that at the crib. You know, ain't no big deal. Man, did you see such and such? Yes, yeah, all right, man, I got that at the crib. You know, so that's what kept me disciplined. But had I been with something that I'm just weird because we got a child, let me go and marry, I couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I got to be happy. To me, it's happy spouse, happy house. It can't be no happy wife and all that shit. What they say, happy wife, happy life. Damn that. I got to be happy this Waka Flocka too. I know me.
I definitely sent some topics to Austin and to you.
Okay.
And see if they make it to the panel. But yes, to close it, I do believe we were all unanimous. We have some unanimous nights. We were all unanimous that accountability has to be across the board. No matter who got the most BMs, the baby daddies, unanimously accountability has to be held on both ends.
True. Okay. And on that note, we will be out till next week. It's going down. You know, it's football season, so a lot of us fellas want to be glued to the TV. You know what I'm saying? First game tomorrow night, doing what it do. You know what I'm saying? Understands me. But with all that being said, Speak on the Podcast. Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. Shout out to the guy that liked you, Anthony. What's his name?
Let me go back to my comments. It was Howard Clemens.
Shout out to Howard. Shout out to Lotus for rocking with us tonight. There was a couple more people coming in. We had quite a few in and out tonight. Shout out to AJ for sleeping on the panel. Shout out to Kurt. He showed up, showed out. Austin did his thing. George popped in for a minute. So, you know, it's just getting better and better. Now we're finna be in the fall. It's finna be fourth quarter. We show out in the fourth quarter. So the next topic we're gonna go with is gonna be something AJ gonna throw out there. Anthony gonna throw out there. We don't know what the hell that's gonna be. That's gonna be interesting. I'm scared to look in the inbox, to be honest with you. But it's gonna I'm sure it's gonna go down. But on that note, we out. Speak on the Podcast 2K25. We out. And once again, I always say it's happening, so we might as well speak on it. And on that note, hey.
What you think, man? I've been in the polyamory lifestyle. I can't even say lifestyle because it's not a lifestyle. It's a way of loving, not a way of living. I've been polyamorous for about 10 years now. Okay. And the mindset for me is mentally, I think I've been polyamorous longer than actually practicing it, because I've always felt that this monogamy just doesn't fit for me. Right. I don't understand why I have to only love one person, or why I can only show affection for one person. Where is this written? Why do I have to go along with what the societal standard supposedly is? Right.
And then
the problem comes when you love somebody too much. When you let yourself love somebody too much,
and they don't love you the same.
It's not even matter whether they love you back or not. They can love you back, but it's still unhealthy to love somebody that much. Which I understand that ideology of that. Well, I can't have. I might as well. I've been there. I know that. But at the same time, you have to realize, what your culpability is in a relationship going. Well, however it went. You start thinking about, well, damn, I did this. So, you can love somebody too much. And then, see, this complicates things for us men, because we already have a hard time forming those emotional attachments. You already told them, don't do this.
The missing link to that goes back to a time before we even thought, why doesn't my father like that? Is that a protection for me? Right. Or is that the way he was raised? Or maybe somebody hugged him one day, a man hugged him. I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm just saying we got.
No, but there are things that could have happened that absolutely that caused him to be the way he is.
Made him feel weird, needed.
Right.
So the things that we think are sometimes a rejection or a lack may have been a protection.
And most of the time they are like absolutely. So if we don't understand that, all we know is the rejection.
But see, like what I understand with my father,
men were going to jail, killing each other, and then now we got bisexual, then we got gays, now we got transgender. So with all of that going on, the purpose of that was removing the black man, the black male from the household. Okay? So with him not being in the household, she's getting the welfare, or she's out there in the workforce, forced to take care of herself, and if she have children, to take care of the children alone. Whether he's in jail, whether he's dead, whether he's bisexual, whether he's gay, whatever. The black male was removed from the home, and black woman was forced to provide for the children, for herself.
You're missing one other thing that removes black male from the home. That's white women. Because after a while, it was a run on black men, white women. Yeah, white women. You know, at one point, black men, they just had to have a white woman. No matter what their social economical status was, white women was the way to go. And so that pulled a lot of black men out of the house.
Damn, I sure missed that. I mean, I know Rick James, you know, I know, you know, I mean, you hit it. I just didn't think of that as a major absence of the black man. So you
being a provider means so many things.
Right.
It means put you in a house. You know, it means I got your back. It means we're doing this together. It means I'm not gonna walk away when things get hard. You know, that's providing, right? I'm gonna provide emotional protection so that you can, you know, I'll be present for you when you don't feel like you can be there for yourself or whatever, you know. So there's so much more definition to the thing, right? And even on the flip side, looking at, you know, men with kids, right? I remember I did not want a man who had kids. And I was about 25 when I met my ex-husband.